Saturdays. Star Wars Saturdays is an ongoing campaign that I have been running since December 2017 for the Gauntlet community. To find more information about the Gauntlet, go to gauntlet-rpg.com. There's a huge, vibrant community with a forum. We play hundreds of games every month. I start to say week, but that would be a little bit of a fib. We have a convention coming up, and a completely online convention that's coming up in less than a week, like days away. The very first day is next Thursday, so things are launching, and I'm excited, doing some planning for some panels that I'll be partaking in. Should probably prep for the Star Wars Saturdays game I'm running during Gauntlet Con. Prep. Especially since Cartel just had a new release of some cool stuff that I'd like to integrate. So that's for later, Rich, to worry about. Right now, we are playing the third of 3 sessions of my loving reskin of Night Witches. This is Witch Squadron, not WHICH, but WITCH, in case my pronunciation is a little confusing. The setup for this is that the squadron, instead of being Russian bomber pilots in World War II, are alien or non-human bomber pilots flying Clone Wars era Y-wing bombers in the middle of, effectively, Return of the Jedi. So that's the series of movies that we have as our backbone for timeline. So we're in the I don't know, on Wikipedia, I think they call it like the Rebellion era. We are butting right up against the climactic Titanic events at the end of Return of the Jedi. We have just finished a duty station, Rimsey Station, which was all of the training for these young, brave pilots as they realized exactly how little their superiors care for them. Many of them don't even have medical facilities and have decided to learn a bit about xenobiology for each other. And so they'll have to scrounge some of that. The change of duty stations mechanically has a few things that I want to explain at the top. That is that everyone who survived it, their harm track is completely cleaned. 2 months are passing. All starfighters have been repaired. Your pair of NPC pilots have returned from Gimsey, where they were repairing their Y-wing and unable to go with you on your last sortie. They were pushed along. Now you guys will be going to the the Quisling, which is where you will be stationed. Your entire squadron, in fact, the entire regiment, is stationed on this Star Destroyer filled with ex-Imperials who have turned coat, or so they say, enough to convince the Alliance to restore the Republic. There are, of course, to make sure that you guys are safe and taken care of, a number of policy advisors, the regimental policy advisor, Athendala, and the deputy policy advisor, Cressida Carr. Both of them are humans, so they are liaisons, as it were, to interface with the ex-Imperial crew, whereas you guys are currently on, stationed in a small area in the Star Destroyer that is right near your hangar. So that is some things that we'll deal with after everyone reintroduces their characters. And we have Garrett coming back. So we have the full boat, as it were. So let's kick off, if you could. By the way, I'm Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and I'm the GM for this game. In this game, technically, with Night Witches, when you change duty stations, you change GMs. It's 3 sessions, and I don't want to force this on anyone, especially my reskin, which, is put together, patched with baling wire and duct tape and the like. So I will continue to be the GM for this. Bethany, if you could, please introduce yourself and your character.
Yep. Hi, I'm Bethany. I am playing Yogan, the Kashiri sergeant, the Pigeon playbook, and Yogan is rapidly becoming a little bit disillusioned with this whole thing. He almost got killed multiple times last time. I still have 2 marks to resolve, I think. Also the whole thing about the utter lack of medical facilities for non-humans really disturbed him. So, he's still loyal to the rebellion. He's just a little bit more clear-eyed about what exactly this whole thing entails.
Awesome. Thank you, Bethany. So thank you for bringing up in chat, Garrett, that Delul had regard for Cobb. That means that because Cobb's died, that causes you one more harm. That I will allow, if you want, because of change of duty stations and you be coming out, I'll allow you to ignore that harm if you want, because that's pretty harsh. But it does mean you have regard for someone who's dead. Man, look at you guys all regarding Cobb. If only Cobb had stuck around. What's up, Cobb? Man, bummer. Oh well, he was a Force ghost at one point, I think, or maybe he's just in memory. Sabine, if you could please introduce yourself and your character.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns. I play Grask Tarvo, who uses he, him pronouns. He's a Weequay, he's a sergeant, he's a sparrow, and he's a misanthrope. So he is grumbling a lot. But I think she might care about the people in his squad a little, maybe. Not if you ask him, though. Yeah, he was at some point, he was squad leader, I think, because that ex-Imperial chick likes him, the policy advisor, Cressida Carr. She seemed to kind of like him. He will not say no to that because that's bad strategy, but he's still looking for a way out of this gig because, come on, yeah, we're fighting the Empire, but can we just hand out flyers saying Emperor bad or something? Really, just saying. And I think he will still try to talk Yogan into defecting. Deserting is the word.
It's a nice circle, because I think that was the first thing that you talked about doing while in a Y-Wing on a training mission. Good call. I like that. Keith, if you could please introduce yourself and your character.
Keith, I use the he, him pronouns, and I previously played the dearly departed Cobb, who refused to abandon their navigator and died because of it. Now I am playing De'Ins Iku, member of the Verpine race, who is just the race in general is very advanced in interstellar travel, and Siku is very invested in the rebel cause, however, starting to realize that perhaps the non-humans are not getting all of the support that they should be, although he is still trying to hew to the official line and stick with the way things should be. But I think the mark he's about to take may be related to that. He is a zealot, which means he can throw people under the bus to help out with the mission pool. And I took another move to help us out with that. So just remember, while I am being unkind, it is for your long-term health, comrades.
That's right, because, well, at one point I thought about excising that from our game. I'm glad I didn't, because Keith's chosen to engage in the zealot, and I'm so here for it. Also, if you guys could, while we're talking through this, if you've already introduced your character, take a look at the role information, because you will take another advance if you fulfilled that. So, for example, Bethany, if Yogan had saved someone's life, then you can take another advance. So do take a look at that. And also, if, say, Keith, you want to, because you were only in half a session, if you want to slip in you ratting somebody out, I'm okay with that. I just need to know how that goes. Last but certainly not least, Garrett returning back to us after being absent last session. Very happy you're here to finish things out. Garrett, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm happy to be back. So, my name is Dalul. I'm a Quarrel. I come from a water planet. Like, you can hear this. I like to serve tea. I was a sculpturist back at my hometown, living with my mother, and then I learned about somebody's destiny and I had to follow that person. That person unfortunately is dead now. And I'm not, because I was wise enough to produce an incident with a fellow Quarren who was quite attractive to me, and so we spent some time in the brig. Unfortunately, not in the same room. Otherwise, that would have been nicer. But I still don't have a proper helmet, because the helmets we were supposed to get don't fit on Quarren's heads. So I'm still there with my duct tape all around the helmet, and I'm really worried that Command will be unhappy to see me not returning after 2 months with a proper helmet. That's where I am. And I'm worried about seeing the destiny of another fellow pilot soon. Maybe this time they don't die. I hope so. Like, playbook-wise, I'm an owl, a dreamer, and I think that's all what you need to know at the moment.
Very good. Thank you. The last thing I'll throw out from the moves is that from a changeover in duty stations, if you desire, you can also change. Let's see, hold on. Anyone can change their role if they wish. So that's something, if someone's like, you know what, I want to try out X role or Y role, you are welcome to do so. Just wanted to throw that out there for anyone that was interested in that. Now, the end of our session had a number of marks that were taken. Oh, taking an advance. Great question. So taking an advance is similar to other PBTA games. It's like you can raise a stat or you can add a move. That's what taking an advance means in this game. Particularly, that's what the tech means. Make sense? So if you take a look at advancement, starts on row 17 of your individual character sheet. There's a thing, advancement, and then there's a hover over. When you advance, increase the one you chose by 1. So you can choose any of those 4 below. Deepening ties, added responsibility, honor and pride, harsh lessons. And thanks for asking that. That's a great question. That the character sheet actually does a really good job of walking you through, but I have to direct people to look there, right? That is helpful. We have some marks that people took at the end of last session. Let's resolve them, or let's indicate what marks you took and see if we can fancy it into our story during the intervening time. Bethany, did Yogan take a mark at the end of last session? I think I remember in the recording that
two.
Yeah,
there were 3 marks from last session. I took 1. I need to actually figure out those. Wow, okay.
Well, I'll just throw out giving the starfighter a personality from somebody would be interesting.
I think I'm gonna. Yeah,
yes.
That's one of the ones I'm gonna do for sure. The other, let's see. Make a friend or lover would be fun, but like, it's the last session and I don't want to take up a ton of time, so I might do something else.
Yeah, I think my personal feedback on this is that 3 sessions for this game is just not. It's not enough time. There's a whole lot in this game that needs to breathe, and it needs more sessions. Like Jim running it for like what 9 months. He's going through all of it.
Like that. Yeah, it started back in like June, I think. And I've been in most of the sessions. And
I know you have. I've watched a few of the videos. It's really cool.
Okay, so I'm going to give my starfighter personality, and I mean, I did in fact witness the death of a comrade, but like, I want something a little bit more interesting than that, and a thing that's already happened. I think I'll tell a story of home, and I will figure out a good point at which to do that. That's here somewhere.
Fine. Awesome. Thank you. Speen, I believe that Grusk also had marks to resolve.
Yes,
so.
he had 2 marks to resolve. The same, because I was in the same ship as Yogan, and we went through the same stuff, and it was all good because we'd survived. I have taken Advance and Grow because that seems like it would be helpful to everybody else. And then I will reveal a secret.
Ooh.
Like maybe what I'm doing here, or how it happened that I came to be on the squad, because I didn't. I mean, it's probably pretty obvious to anybody who knows Grass that he probably didn't volunteer out of enthusiasm for the rebel cause. So yeah, I will reveal that secret, and I think I have then one advance from the harsh lessons, which
Right.
gives me the move Dark Bargain, where I can elect to be marked in order to remove all harm from myself or another, which seems useful.
Seems useful.
And also I have chosen to take the move Murky Past because it feels like it's on point. I have to choose two things I'm hiding, and I think that might be a strange secret and valuable training, and I can define them now. And when I reveal either a secret, I can save the day, make an impression, or ruin someone, which also seems useful. So. And then I think I have a role which says when you change duty stations, advance if you bucked against the ex-Imperials, which I did by pleading with them to not kick out Groknung, even though they died later. But I think I bucked up against them by pleading with them, groveling. So I will raise one of my stats, and of course I won't raise my luck because I raise my skill.
Okay.
That seems useful.
Yeah. Raising luck? What is up? You guys getting all smart? It's so cool.
I'm not raising luck. I mean, come on. Bad luck is Grask's thing.
That's true. I see that -1 still there. Awesome. I'm glad. I mean, it just wouldn't be the same. Cool. And then, Keith, did you have any other mechanical things to resolve for Sisku?
Yes, I had the harsh lesson from changing duty stations. So I took permanent file, which lets me submit an official report to my superiors. But also I can still call out folks at debriefs. So I'm imagining that is what happened with my mark. No, not with my mark. Oh, no, actually, it is tied in. I think I was giving the report about specifically Grask complaining about everything. And all of our equipment and all of our backup and support and all of that stuff. And also capital everything. But also realizing at the same time that Grask is right as I'm making this report. So I did grow a bit, not quite into the we're all in this together, still sort of like, I better tell the superiors on them. That's the important thing here. And that increased my rank. I was promoted to junior lieutenant and increased my luck a little bit because things worked out for me. So I did get rid of the -1 in luck. I'm going to try to keep this character alive.
Yes. Well, just remember, if you fail, it's the last session. So we'll just let you force ghost it up and yub all around. That's good. Nice. Yes, that is so harsh lessons. Jorgen took bedside manner. That is really appropriate. Fantastic. Good. So Garrett, just to be clear, the harsh lessons I marked for Dalul is that I'm grandfathering her in through the end of the last duty station, and you get harsh lessons as an advance. So if you take a look at Dalul's premonition came true, then you also advance another time, so you can choose that advance of whatever you want of the 4. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So much mechanics, I know. I'm sorry. But after failing a bunch, yay! So I'd like to start with a scene with Dalul. Dalul, you have been in the brig for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
The brig, actually, you've been in isolation for parts of it. Oh, yeah, great question. Ifkoob, how did Ifkoob die? I think Ifkoob died during enemy fire, if I remember correctly.
Ifkoob wasn't he the rookie that was with Carp? Who lost a hand and then nearly was saved by Carp, but they both died in a fiery explosion.
That is exactly it.
It went through a lot in his last couple hours of life.
All those KIAs are related to me somehow. Oh boy.
No. No, not blaming anybody. It's war. It's war as hell. So, Dulu, you've been in the brig for now 6 weeks. There have been times when your particular cell had someone in it, but they cycled in and out. But you're alone at the night that you have a dream. In the dream, you can tell that you're not on Rimsey Station. And the main reason that you can tell is that Rimsey Station has gone through an extensive retrofitting. So Rimsey Station originally was an Imperial station. It was actually an Imperial training facility that was taken over by the Alliance to Restore the Republic early on. And they went through a lot of retrofitting, taking down all the Imperial symbols and signals and putting in the cool little colored arrows to direct you around the station. Where you are in this dream, you see that there are still Imperial symbols and sigils on the walls. You also are able to see out into the black of space, and you realize that you are on the bridge of what appears to be like a dagger-shaped, gigantic ship. Therefore, from what little bit of classes you recall, it is most likely a Star Destroyer or a Super Star Destroyer. That is when you see a human who is actually dressed in an Alliance uniform. And he is on Hollows, conversing with a Mon Calamari. We would recognize this Mon Calamari as none other than Admiral Jal Akbar. And Akbar says, "Well, you have your assignment, Admiral Barsuk. The Battle of Sullust will be extremely valuable as our opening gambit to taking down the second Death Star." And Admiral Barsuk has a little bit of a sneer, and he still has kind of an Imperial cut to his hair. He stands ramrod straight, and he says, "Admiral, let's be frank here. You are sending me on effectively a boondoggle. What I have is a Star Destroyer, and you are sending me one of your most valuable assets off to pull away some of the Imperial forces. I humbly request that I and my crew and this 588th Regiment be sent directly in the assault on the second Death Star. You have the plans that I provided. You have the signals that I have provided to you to insert that force onto the moon of Endor. I have been a vital part of this effort. And still you do not trust me? You do not trust my men?" Akbar says, "You do not understand. If we are able to draw off a significant number of the forces that will defend the second Death Star, it will ensure our survival. As of right now, the Death Star is not fully functional. However, there are several Star Destroyers that lie in wait, and if we are not able to draw them away, then we will not be successful. That is why you will lead the attack on Sullust. If you can retake that world, it will be a definite victory for the Alliance. But more importantly, you and yours will stay there, and you will fight, and you will draw every Imperial to you that you are able. And by doing so, you will ensure the Alliance is victorious. Do I make myself clear?" The Admiral looks down. You make yourself clear, Jal. I hope that we are able to have another conversation once this is over. And you do not forget what I've agreed to do. And then the hollow ends. So we pick up with Dalul. Like moments later, you wake up and the doors open. A few of your jailers come in. One of them says, All right, Delul, grab your gear. You've been released from the brig. We are mustering everyone, every pilot that's available. You're moving to a new duty station.
Which one?
You'll be going aboard the Alliance Star Destroyer, the Quisling. You'll be working under your regiment, but also under the auspices of Admiral Coruscant Barsuk.
Destiny will come for us.
So we cut to a tired Delul as she walks in, and you see that everyone is like around their bunks, and they're basically gathering up everything into their foot lockers. Everyone's moving, and everyone in this squad has been told you need to gather up. You've all graduated. You've been awarded your full pilot's wings. You are Y-wing pilots. And did anyone take medals, by the way? Just to be clear, did anyone take medals? Didn't see it, but I wanted to double check. Okay, cool. And so Chief of Staff, Senior Lieutenant May Starfall, has a quick ceremony for Dain Sisko and rewards him with his own junior lieutenant bars. And she says, Lieutenant Sisko, if you could make sure that this squadron is ready, we will be moving you to the Quisling. This entire regiment will be on board the Star Destroyer. We have our orders. Do you have any questions, Lieutenant?
None, sir. I will be very happy to see that this squadron performs at its utmost at all times.
She gives you a quick thing and a salute. Well, you give her a salute, and she salutes back, and then she marches off to get the other squadrons motivated. So Sisko, being the officer that she's kind of designated to get everybody moving, is there anything you say to the group?
All right, friends. That was excellent, the way we prepared. Now, let's see that preparation translate to success for the Alliance. Kind of looking at Grask while giving the semi-inspirational speech.
Yeah, well, Graska's just, he was just fiddling around with his lockbox, which is severely locked, and look up and say, yeah, sure, prepared, everything.
Of course.
Great.
I know that circumstances are not ideal, but we must power through and see that we do not let it get us down.
No, let's not let anything get us down.
What is there to be down about? There's only
Right. Except the food.
three of us left.
I think that's when Delul walks in. Only three of us
Four.
left. That's when
Four of us
Delul walks
left. All right.
Wow.
Hey, look at that.
Hello.
Hello, Delul. How are you
Hello.
doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, we live. Yet.
Some of you. I heard about the news. I'm very sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Hello, Lieutenant Siko.
You must be
Good to know
Delul.
I am.
Pleasure to have you back. I hope your stay out of the squadron has helped you see the light and be more focused on our mission.
I'm very focused on the mission, I promise.
Most excellent. There'll be no room for deviations as we head on to Sullust.
Solist.
Oh, you've heard of it before.
I had a dream.
I see. Excellent.
was any of us in a stream?
The whole universe plays a role in this dream.
Yeah, but specifically one of us. Like, was I in your dream? Because if I was, I need to shoot myself in the foot.
My dear friend Grask, don't be worried. Everything will turn out good for the universe.
For the universe, what does that even mean? Damn it.
Well, that's all you can ask for, right? Yes? The Alliance? Good in the universe?
Yes. Good for the Alliance? We will see.
Yes.
Decisions were
Yes.
made.
Well, then, let's make sure we're packed up. We're due at the Quisling.
Cool. So we do a quick Lucas style scene wipe. We see you guys moving your foot lockers on little grav pads that are all stacked up, and we see the one that we can definitely pick out as grass because it has extra locks and the like. You guys are moving everything along. You come into the Quisling. The hangar bay is immense. And it's large enough to where you guys are in a hangar bay, but it's not like a little private hangar bay like you had before. So your Y-wings are moved in by the mechanics, but you're not far from there's an entire flight of A-wings. There's a ton of X-wings. You see, it's a lot more activity. It's obvious that there are a couple of regiments here, hundreds of pilots, and this is a big offensive. Then you
Are there any
sorry.
B1s?
Are there any B1s? That is a great question. There are, in fact, there are 24 B1s that are here on the Quisling. And yeah.
Well,
Hey,
you see.
Lieutenant, can you sneak us into one of these things?
I'm sure they just had us training on the ones that were disposable, and now we'll be on the B1s as we are intended to be from the beginning.
Yes, so you can't.
Why would they
Great.
train us on ships they didn't want us to fly, though? That's
Well, we couldn't be crashing the B1s willy-nilly. As you saw, some of our pilots did not treat the starfighters as kindly as they could have. So now here they are. No worries.
Is our mechanic, the guy from last time who was really good at checking stuff, is he still there?
Yeah, Voror is there, the big Athorian. So you guys have Dalul, you have a mechanic now who's full-time. He's an Athorian. He moves kind of slow, and he has this weird little backpack that has a pair of extra robotic arms. And he's there paying attention, but he doesn't. I mean, he's not. This is a lieutenant. He's just he's like a sergeant.
So like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just a sergeant.
Just a sergeant. He's not an officer. He's a non-commissioned. Cool. So as you guys form up, you stow your lockers and all your things. You feel the Quisling going into hyperspace as you head off towards Sullust. So this is daytime. If there are any day moves that people would like to participate in, this is the time to build up your mission pool before you head into your first mission at Duty Station 2. So let's check in with Yogan. What would you like to do, Yogan, now that you're on this ship that was probably an Imperial ship until like a few months ago?
right.
Well stocked, but there is no hope for anything that was made for aliens on board.
Right. I mean, so like, Yogan is similar enough to humans that all of the equipment that was built for humans, he has no problem with. He's maybe a little bigger than the average human, but not to a ridiculous extent. But he looks around at the others, particularly Sisiku and Dalul. It's like, I think we need to find helmets and any other gear. I don't suppose they've provided us with that because, of course, they haven't. And so I'm not even sure that this is a scroungeable thing. Either they exist on the ship or not. Although maybe I could get someone to modify things made from humans for humans.
Exactly. This is a large enough ship. I don't know if you guys are aware, but these Star Destroyers are supposed to be miles long. It is definitely large enough to be a small city. So they manufacture a lot of things here. You could
good.
You could scrounge.
Okay, I would like to do that.
All right.
With my
roll great if going through channels, or roll plus luck if you aren't so good with paperwork.
I mean, it's the same roll either way for me, but No, you know what? Every time I've tried to go through channels, they've just been like, "Yeah, we don't do that." So I'm gonna go to the mechanic and like kind of ask him who to go to, and then ask them who to. It's a very zigzaggy route, but try to find someone who can make like some modified helmets at least for our non-human and non-even remotely humanoid.
Sounds good.
That would
Let's
be
see
very
that one.
nice. They will send me straight back to Brick if I don't provide a new helmet.
Exactly. So like, I heard that, and I don't want that to happen. Wow. Okay. I'll take it.
On a 10 plus, you get what you need and add 1 to the mission pool.
Yeah.
Oh, and that actually is unclear. So let me add that because that's weird. It should say on 10 plus, you get what you need. There we go. All right, awesome. So you are able to secure 2 Quarren-sized helmets that they will take current helmets and kind of resize, fill in. And is there anything else that you were looking? You talked about helmets. Were there any other things you requisition? You find a fabrication unit, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'll use a mark right now. I am going to go back to make a friend or a lover. The person I run into who I finally can talk into making these things. Who is it?
Ooh, nice. So I think it's going to be one of the ex-Imperials. Are you okay if this? So this will be a human. Is you okay if this one finds you intriguing? So friend or lover? Is that good?
Yeah, I'm good either way.
Okay, good. Do you want this person to be a male or female?
Don't know. Let me roll a die.
All right.
That's 1 actually. So female.
Like, wait, which one's the one supposed to be?
I was trying to remember what my system there was. 1 and 2 female. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. You find a tech. Her name is Lamia Gizzard, and she thinks you're fascinating. And so she is more than happy to create Quarren helmets. She even is able to pull up on the data pad some standard measurements, and she kind of double checks with you. And I think maybe she draws it out a little bit so that you guys have a little bit more of a conversation. And then she says, "I'll deliver these to you in just a couple of hours." Okay.
A couple. Yeah. That's wonderful. I was thinking days, but I am not gonna. Thank you.
Oh no, not days. No, hours. I can do it. I'll just bring it to you.
All right. Yeah. My section mates will be very happy with this.
Okay, Sergeant Yogan. And she's like a corporal, so you outrank her and everything. And so Lamia is your new little insider. And if you want to, if we end up to the point where we're in day moves and you scrounge again, if you want to lean on her, then I'll give you a +1 on that one.
Perfect. Thanks.
Cool. All right. Who's got something next?
Yeah, I want to do some. I want to go scrounge too. I think I might go through channels though, because I think Grask thinks that Cressida Carr might like him, so he'll try to go through channels and find some medical supplies for the team.
All right, that sounds good. And you did go ahead and increase the mission pool, Yogan? Looks like it's at a 1.
Yes. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Let me do that.
I'd put it up to 1 from.
Okay, so
okay, so we're up to 2 then.
Wow.
Good. All right. So, what are you looking to accomplish here, Grask Tarvo?
I would like to have some stuff that we can set. I mean, I've heard there is no medical accommodation for people like us, right?
No, not officially, no.
No. So that's what I'm going to try to get, some kind of, I don't know, maybe a medical cabinet with medkits for people like me, mostly me, but also, but also for Kashiri or Quarren or Verp, maybe even Verpine, but that's second low priority with the Verpine stuff. But Kashiri definitely.
Cool. Let's see it.
Yeah, okay. So I will approach Cressida. I will bring her a statue of Palpatine that I've acquired somehow from the... They were throwing them out. They don't need them anymore, but these are pretty nice statues, even if you don't like Palpatine. But I will bring it to her because the whole ex-Imperial stuff that might...
Probably wise, yeah.
Yeah, probably wise. I will,
Maybe
I don't
give it
know.
with a shovel.
What do humans like? Humans like flowers, right? I heard that somewhere. So I don't have a flower, but I will find somebody who can. We'll find some wire and make a flower. It's probably pretty bad, but hey, I mean, anything to sweeten the pot. And then I will roll, and then we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
At least I'm not rolling with luck, and I've got a 9. So hey.
Nice. Okay. With Scrounge, on a 7 to 9, you get what you need, but choose 2. And you're a misanthrope, so you choose 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing that. I choose that, right? Or
Yes,
do you?
You do.
I think I incur a debt. I like
Awesome.
incurring a debt.
So yeah, you bring the little flower to Cressida in her office. She's actually set up in an office now because they have so much space on this Star Destroyer. And she as you come in and she tells you, "Oh, at ease, have a seat." And you give her the flower, and she's this oddly reminds me of a particular hibiscus on back home. This is very insightful of you, Grask.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
I can help you. In fact, I have located, there is a droid reconditioning area here on the Star Destroyer. And based on what I see, there is at least enough parts to reconstruct a B1 medical droid, which has a number of medical records as standard for all beings.
nice.
Even Verpine. Now, of course, that's off the record.
I'm good with off the record. I mean, not that I know anything about it, but things being like they were under the Empire, you had to know the gray areas, the shortcuts.
Just, if you could, please, I'm putting a great deal of trust in you. I'm not entirely sure why.
Because I'm charming, my dear. And because I gave you a flower. And because, I wouldn't rat you out.
All of those are true.
Mm.
Thank you, Sergeant. And
Thank you.
Jots down on the data pad directions, and you're able to go down in the little the bilge works of the ship itself. There's an area that's not unlike, if you remember the on the first Death Star when Luke and Han and Leia are down in the little thing that has the trash compactor area. There's this kind of droid graveyard, as it were, and it takes you some time, but you're able to find enough to where you can have a no longer walking around, but a B1 medical droid with some patchy memories, but functional.
Nice. Okay, I'll cart it back to our wherever we meet. I think bedroom, quarters, whatever.
Yeah, there's like a very large room that has a number of bunks where all of you guys are in together. So like everyone's in the same set of bunks, and there's 2 bunks stacked on top of each other. Not that different from how things are set up on Rimsey Station.
Yeah, cool. So I'll drop it back into our quarters and tell everybody to say hello to Buroken 22. It's our medical droid. Look at it. I found it. I repaired it, and it's functional. Say hello, Buroken 22.
Hello, Buroken.
Hello.
Well done, Grask.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did you find this? We're not all going to get arrested for this, are we?
No,
Okay.
I'm going to get
That's really all I need to
arrested
know.
for this. No, probably not. I mean, I went not by the by Cressida car, at least. I don't think she would arrest me for that. And I wink at you.
Ooh.
You know, that reminds me. Oh, that actually reminds me on how I ended up in this stuff. Well, okay, so what happened was that I tried to smuggle some of these things. I mean, it's probably obvious that I wasn't exactly always the upstanding alliance soldier that I am undoubtedly now. But well, we were smuggling these things, and something went wrong, and that's actually how I ended up in the squad. Because when I was walking away and trying to be trying not to get noticed, I ended up in the office where we were hired, I guess. And then I thought, yeah, well, hey, fight for the Alliance, what a good idea, and I signed on.
These are lessons more relevant than some of our flight skills, I would say. I'm very grateful to have such a comrade with me.
Yeah,
Yes,
me too.
yes.
Me too, guys. I love you all. That's why I brought the droid.
Everything coming together for the 588th then. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
We might survive this. Maybe.
I
Yogan,
like your optimism, Yogan. Now,
No,
let
I
me
mean,
go
it is-
see
it's
about
very
getting the.
optimistic.
Let me see about getting those B1s ready for us. That'll be a devil of a time for us.
Wait, weren't we assigned to the Y-Wings?
Oh, no. We simply trained on the Y-Wings. They wouldn't have us flying Y-Wings in actual combat. I'll go make sure everything's arranged.
All right.
Yoggins is down like,
And when he's gone, I would say, I wish I had this guy's optimism, but not really. God.
maybe he'll believe it when they tell him.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, Sisko, how are you hoping to do this? Are you going to go through? It's like, I'm not entirely sure you're scrounging. It almost sounds like you're just going to make a requisition request that may lead to you acting up.
That's probably what it is. Like, I would go to. I am assuming this was already set. Like,
Sure.
this is how it is supposed to be. As a Verpine, like, it doesn't make any sense to fly Y-Wings into combat at all. That is nonsense. They're ancient technology. If we have the B1s, we're obviously capable of using them. Let's use them. So I guess I would just go to my superior and like maybe open. Would that be May Starfall? My immediate
Chief of Staff, yeah, that'd be the first person you go to. It makes sense.
Yeah, and just kind of I'm so glad everything's in order. And maybe say, hopefully not say anything stupid about the medbot that we got. But
Cool. I see May as like she doesn't have an office, so you end up seeing her. She does end up with private quarters. It's small, like it's tight. She has a bunk. She has a little data pad set up, her own refresher unit, and even a small little refrigerator, which she loves. But you catch her maybe out of uniform, and you come in, but she's like professional but casual. You come in, we just kind of cut straight to the. Oh yeah, of course she salutes you, and then you come in and you inform her. Oh, of course we moved to the B1s, and the Bothan heads over and she says, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, Sisko, but the Y-Wings are what you trained on because that's what we are going to deploy you in. I think you might have the flexibility to move from a Y-Wing. You did test well on the Bs, but I'm not entirely sure that this section could handle that kind of transition, especially when we're about to go into a duty station that will be very challenging.
Lieutenant Starfall, I have the utmost confidence in the 588th.
I appreciate that, but I have pragmatism born from years of being disappointed.
I like that she's sort of giving her backstory right there.
Starfall's kind of plain speaking that way. She's the chief of staff. She says, I'm going to depend on you and lean on you. I want you to lead the next section on your first mission, but you will not be flying B1s. I'm sorry. And if you want to act up at that point, like give me a little speech here, we'll see how you're acting.
Lieutenant Starfall, I do not wish to gainsay your hard-won wisdom, but a pilot such as myself and a unit such as the Great and Glorious 588th should be flying nothing less than the finest starfighters available in service of the Great and Glorious Alliance.
Nice. Let's see you roll plus medals, because you're definitely acting like a soldier of the Alliance.
Should have taken some medals at some point.
Probably should have. I did bring that up.
I just couldn't imagine them giving medals. But still a 9.
Nice. Okay, on a 7 to 9, you get to choose one. So you can add one to the mission pool, or you can ensure there are no consequences for acting up, or you can make someone do what you want. What would you like?
So, I mean, making someone do what I want could not possibly be flying the B-Wigs. That's a big one.
Let me give you a little bit of information.
It will be horrible if that's...
There are pilots who are assigned to those B1s. Among them is your brother. So if you make May Starfall do what you want, your brother will be flying the Y-Wings. I'll just tell you that before you make the choice.
I mean, how can I
maybe,
not?
Maybe that's part of the conversation. So, sorry?
Oh, does she tell me that? Because that might change.
Yeah. She'll say, Lieutenant, we already have we have pilots assigned to those B1s. And she brings up the data pad, including that flight is led by someone who I would imagine you would know, your twin brother is leading that flight of B1s.
Yes, that is an excellent choice. He is a wonderful pilot, and I understand your wisdom in making that choice and in choosing me to lead the 588th in their flight of Y-Wings. Thank you for your trust and confidence.
Thank you, Lieutenant. It was a nice visit. You should head back to your section.
Yes, I should make sure that they're ready with that extra mission pool that they have now.
That's what I figured you went for. 3 mission pool. You guys think things are looking good. So, Dalul, you have some daytime you would like. Anything to do? Anything you want to hit?
I hope that Yogan would be willing to go for sculpturing with me, that I have a moment to reach out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So, because I have welding equipment, because I was supposed to repair something, but maybe we can do something else out of all this equipment. It's useless anyway. It's waste, actually.
If they were just getting rid of these sculptures of Palpatine, maybe we could remake a few of them into something more interesting.
Yes. I would like to. It's not the same as working with glass. What's your favorite material, by the way?
I've done a little bit with glass, but there's a type of clay on my homeworld, and I pull out it is a blob of clay that is somehow not covered with lint and stuff from my pocket. It's I don't know what you would call it here, but it and I hand it over.
Oh.
And it's almost like a magnetic sand.
Oh, wow.
It sticks together, but because the particles stick together, not because it's like clay.
It's like from underwater volcanoes.
Oh, is that?
When I was a child, I was always swimming down to the underground volcanoes. And it reminds me of them, like the sand down there.
Maybe that's where it's from.
Who knows? It would be destiny bringing us together, with this sand. Now, let's integrate it somehow in what we are doing. And then there's something I
right,
need to talk
yes.
with you about.
All right. Like
So,
start disassembling, the Palpatine statuette we have.
Nice.
okay.
And what did you want to tell me?
Well, let's give me a chance to roll first. So in reach out, I just roll plain, right, with the dice, nothing added.
Unless you have regard.
Yep.
Not yet. Not yet. I had regard with Cap, but that's gone. And traded for harm. Oh, that's a miss.
On a miss, your efforts are ineffective, misunderstood, or understood all too clearly.
All too clearly. Well, there's something I have to tell you. I purposefully went into the brick, because otherwise it would have been my death on the last mission. I saw that clearly in my dreams. I didn't want Cap to die, but it had to happen. So my time on the brick was necessary to be back now and to fly this mission.
You knew Cobb
With
would
you.
die and you didn't warn him? Them?
I couldn't. It's all in my dreams, and they only get worse when I try to change something, and it has never helped so far. I promise. I would have done something if I could. But that's not how this works. The universe needs to be complete. Our next mission will play a very important role in this.
Completing the universe. Us with our little Y-wings.
Well, I hope it's B-wings, right? I'm
You
very
have
sure that Seiko
more
will
faith in
we'll
Seiko's.
come to an agreement.
Well, it would be nice. Except most of us have never been in a B-wing, so I'm not sure. It would really be better.
But Jogan, that's you. You're never sure about anything. But in the end,
You're right.
in the end, you make the decisions. And we come back to the hangar. Some of us
do.
Some of us.
You didn't. Well, you were in the brig. You didn't see what happened.
No.
Oh, we all did get back to the hangar, and then Cobb and Ifka burned to death right there in the middle, and there was nothing any of us could do about it. We all were spraying foam all over the place, just trying to keep the fire from spreading any further. Nothing we could do for them, though.
Could you smell it?
You can still smell it.
It's still around.
Yeah, the next group of trainees are going to wonder why the hangar smells like smoke down there.
They are still with us. We will also fly for them. You know, he was from a different species, but he was from a home planet.
Yeah, I meant to ask you if, I don't know, if you know anything. We didn't really do anything for any of them because we're all from different planets. We don't really know anything about each other's traditions at all. I don't know if there's any, do you know if they had any funeral traditions, the Mon Calamari?
They do. But burning to death is the worst what could happen to Mon Calamari. There isn't much you can do afterwards. It's like a lost soul.
Oh.
But I promise you something. I will learn the traditions of your people when we return from this mission. And we will celebrate them, whatever happens, the good things and the bad things. Same for Gresk and for Seiko.
All right. I'm trying to learn first aid for everybody, and Siku is trying to learn mechanical things for everybody and all of the ships, and you can be the funeral expert.
I think we created something beautiful here. I think we are ready for our mission. Thank you, Jürgen.
Yeah, thanks.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's being understood all too clearly. That was nice. Good. So with that miss, the mission pool remains the same. Let's move to Duty Station 2, the battle for Sullust. Sullust is the primary planet of the Sullust system, located in the Outer Rim territories at the juncture of the Rimma trade route and the Silvestri Trace. Sullust is currently under the control of the Empire. The Alliance to Restore the Republic is gathering a fleet to rendezvous at Sullust with the intent of liberating the planet to use as a staging point for future missions in the Outer Rim. There are a number of hard points on the volcano planet that need to be softened before Alliance Marines can enter and take over. The 588th Regiment will be assigned to fly with the capital-class ship the Quisling under the command of Admiral Corson Barsuk. And as all of you are formed up, and your regiment commander, Marin Tobin, gives you the information for the battle for Sullust, Dalul, you realize that she does not mention that you are a distraction, that there is another larger offensive that's happening. She doesn't talk anything about a second Death Star. She specifically talks about this as if it is a mission to liberate the planet of Sullust for the populace of Sullust, but also because it is a strategic point that can be used for launching sorties on other parts to retake the Outer Rim. And once she is done, you guys come out of hyperspace at Sullust, and she tells section commanders to form up their sections, make assignments to starfighters, and read out their assigned missions. As you were told before, Junior Lieutenant Din Sisiku, you are the section leader. So we'll go ahead and change that. Cool. So you guys will be performing Duty Station 2, Mission 1. And if you take a look at that, Keith, do you have that tab up? Like, do you see it? Mission A? That's what you guys will be heading at.
Bombing an Imperial AT-AT 1st Army Headquarters unit. Expect mobile anti-aircraft artillery and possibly advance intelligence of your arrival. All right. Do we have any of the higher-ups with us to give any talking, or is it all...
It's all on your shoulders. I think that Cressida Carr is there to observe.
Okay. Good evening, comrades. It is a glorious day to be a member of the Alliance. We have a very important mission ahead of us here today. The success of this makes it possible for everyone else's missions to be successful. After conferring with Lieutenant Starfall, we have decided that after training on the Y-Wings, it's the best for us to remain on the Y-Wings. It's what we know. It's where we'll perform our best as we take out this, going back to the duty tab, Imperial AT-AT 1st Army Headquarters unit. We're going to make sure we put everyone in the best possible position to be successful, and we will be successful for the 588th and for the Alliance.
Aye.
All right, so
Nice.
we got to put people in.
Yep, you got to assign people to the section info. You now have all 4 of your starfighters for your section. If you take a look at the squad summary, you have Powen Warok, Lieutenant Tamofo Hefem, Buza Tekish, Lidan Madak, and Otho Sum. Those are the other members of your squadron you can assign. You will have one member of the squadron who will not be assigned to this part of the section. and they will be
Okay.
reassigned.
So I'm good at navigating, so I'm going to throw myself in as a navigator. Did I spell my name right? Nope.
Sorry.
I'll be the lead wayfinder. Gonna need a pilot here.
And don't forget, if anyone wants to like say, "Hey, I'd really like to be X or Y," or "I'm good at X or Y," feel free.
Yeah, is there anything I should know that someone is particularly good at blowing things up, or anything?
I have full trust in our section leader.
I'm pretty good pilot, but I want to go with the organ. He brings me luck.
I guess I'm a good navigator now. I added one to skill. Now I'm a good navigator.
All right, we'll put Yogan in. Although I guess you won't. You'll be Veromaya. And boy, I don't know if I trust Grask getting what Grask wants. Yeah, I better keep an eye on Grask. I'm putting Grask in my starfighter.
Hey, I will protest this. This is not, I don't want to fly with you. I want to fly with Yogan. Come on. We've done 3 missions together. We've survived all of them. We've fulfilled all 3 missions. Don't break up a running system.
We need to have the best possible
Yes,
combination.
exactly. And we are the best possible combination.
I agree, we are.
No, we are not. Not with you. Or fine. I'm not the best possible combination with you. I'm the best possible combination with Yogan. That's what I said. That's what happened. You weren't there.
And do you realize that while Cressida Carr should probably step in right now, Sisaku? She's pretending to be looking at something very interesting on her datapad.
Yes, I am aware of the missions in which many of your squad mates have died. You were not one of them. That's very fortunate.
Yeah.
And it is my job to keep you alive for this one.
Yeah, so keep me alive with Yogan.
It's not happening, Grask.
You know, if I hit you in the chin right now, I would probably be sent to the brig.
That would be one way to get out of this.
Well, yeah, you can choose now. I'm in the brig or I'm with the Yogan and the fighter. I'm not flying with you. Forget it. You didn't go out the bat for our team. You didn't bring us the B-Wings. You did nothing, Seiko.
But I think we can solve this. We don't need to... The battle is outside, not here, right?
Right now the battle is here.
Kresk, but what about Seiko? If I fly for you, I'm not the most experienced, so I could need somebody with some support. Yogan, can you climb out again and have a look at this?
Actually, I don't think I've climbed in yet because I was just about to ask. Has she brought the helmets back?
I was. Yeah, I think at this point, your good friend Yogan, Corporal Lamia, comes running up, and she's got a pair of Quarren-sized helmets, and she's. I'm sorry. You haven't left. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
She hands them to you, and this is. So I got lost. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no worries. We haven't left yet. Thank you. This is actually amazing. Thank you so much.
May the force be with you, Sergeant.
Thank you. And kind of looking slightly embarrassed, I return and kind of hand a helmet to each of the Quarrens.
Oh, thank you. That is a beautiful helmet, perfectly fitting, and it's even a Jordan B5 model. That was a very famous designer of boots and helmets, obviously, as it seems. on Dark on my home
Yeah,
planet.
I hope she got the sizes right. I don't know how much variation there is, but yeah.
Yeah, I like the streamlined tentacles on the side. Thank you so much.
She did. Oh wow, she did. Yeah, that's a nice artistic touch there.
And the other one's for, I'm going to say it wrong.
Who's our other?
Puin.
Yeah,
Puin,
Puin. Yeah, Puin or Puin.
who is also here in the hangar with us.
He's here in the hangar waiting to be assigned to a sector. That again, there's one person that won't get to make the trip. You get to decide who.
Yogan, are you giving the helmet to Puin?
I think like, he's kind of at the other end, so I'm like passing it down. So I probably hand it to whoever's next to me. Like hand it to Poen. There's 2 helmets, so and 2 Quarrens.
Mm-hmm.
I hand it over to Poen.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes.
Yeah, thank
My
you.
former lover. We spent some time together. And Poen, this is your last chance to get out of here. Just say that it doesn't fit. I think he will go.
I'm here for a reason. Perhaps you should just say yours doesn't fit. No one will blame you.
But it fits. And I saw how I was wearing it. But it's all on Siko. Siko will decide. It's not about us.
Then I don't have to lie. You do, though. Don't forget.
Well, Puin, you certainly look like you're ready to fly out. And
Yes, sir.
You need someone experienced, so we'll put you in the 3rd starfighter.
Good.
I know there's been. Oh wait, what I know? It's like you were in the.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but
Oh, yeah.
like, Dalul's not supposed to talk about it.
Nope.
Okay. So I guess I come in a little bit closer for that and say, this is your chance to show that you've moved beyond past transgressions, to be in this enclosed space together, and to think of the alliance as a whole and not as the alliance of 2.
Yes. I think
All
I
right,
understand
excellent.
what you want to say.
And we have, I don't remember the other folks that well. So let's see. We don't have any real history with.
Yeah,
the
sadly, everyone died. And yeah, so hard to have history when I keep killing people. Sorry about that.
We learn about them and they die.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
Then I will plan. And put in Otho and Ladon in the last one. And I move towards getting into the 1st starfighter and say, oh, actually, sorry. Got to do that first. Yogan, you'll be with Booza as your pilot.
Okay, then I'm staying here. Good choice.
Yes, you'll be staying here in the brig. Please have Grask locked up.
Cool. Fine.
But no. Gresk, we need you out there.
Crescent is going to move over. Sergeant
Come on, you're the
Tarfo.
best pilot we have.
Sergeant,
Yeah.
can you please allow your section commander to command you?
Nah, not if he's making terrible choices. Look, I get it. I'm the best pilot they have. And he wants me with him, so he can be safe. Safe as scaly little ass. But how do you think I'm going to fly with that one?
He's here fighting for the same thing you are.
No, he's not. He's not. He's not fighting for his friends or his... He's just... I don't know what he's fighting for anyway.
And if you wanted to be Vetamaya for your friends, Can you do that in the brig? What's it going to feel like if you hear about their deaths while you're sitting in an ex-Imperial cell?
Would be the first time. Okay. I don't know. I don't feel that. Don't feel right. That just don't feel right. I've given up a lot to be here. I fought for you. I flying for you. But for him to come in and tell me what I can do and what I can't do and where I have to sit, no. This is bullshit.
It's your assignment. I think your section wants you to take it.
Maybe I'll sit it out in the break. Because no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't fly with that little skating bugger. I can't.
Okay. So this is the GM checking in with Sabine.
Yeah, no, it's fine if I'm not on the run. I can take an NPC.
Okay.
But I think Grask will want to get out. He thinks Yogan is his lucky charm, and with us his lucky charm, he's not going. He thinks with Eco he will die, and he won't do that. He's too much out for himself to do that. Okay. I take the NPC. That's fine.
Yeah, and that's fine with me. I just want to check in with you.
That's fine with you. I don't want to totally step over you. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
So there we go. Let's go ahead, because we're kind of at a perfect halfway point. If you want Sabine, look through the NPCs and choose who you will step into the role of, and we will take our break here. It's 28 after. Let's go ahead and take a 7-minute break. So we'll meet at 35 after or 25 till, whichever you prefer. See you guys in 7 minutes. I have to show off my jacket I got in the mail today from my buddy Tyler. It's basically like next with starfighter pilot thing. It's so cool.
Nice.
It has thumb things. I've never had a. I think it's gonna actually pay off here in Minnesota.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having more coverage.
Those things are good, that like your fingers are still kind of cold, but they don't get as cold as fast.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take it off now because it's actually
You'll
warm.
still
here.
be cold, just not as.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's fast. Like it's good inside. I don't know.
Yeah, you can pull your fingers inside the fingerless gloves. I have some of these for really cold days, and I had them when I was hiking out when it was really cold, and I put my fingers inside and it was okay. And then I put my fingers outside and it wasn't, but well, okay.
And you can type with them or like use your phone.
Yeah, but I could take pictures. That was what I was going for, so it's
It's got
okay.
this crazy hood that's like super oversized. It's made to, I don't know, like billow out. It's crazy. Like, but I pull it all the way forward. It's like it goes all the way. It's so cute. I love it.
And it's
To show
orange,
it off.
which
Yeah,
is
it's orange and white. Like it's
totally cool.
we don't want to be sued by Lucasfilm, but it's totally a X-Wing fighter pilot thing. So pretty excited. Cool. Do we have everything assigned to the section? I just want to double check. So we got Buzos, Vedamaya, lead attack run is going to be Yogan, Tomofo, Sisuku, Poen and Delul, and Otho and Ladan. Cool. Otho is our Nautilin. So that's cool. And look at all that.
Yeah, I would have taken Tomofo, but he's a lieutenant. So I thought, no, don't want a ranking officer.
Why not? You can do it.
Yeah, but I don't even see the logic between having ranks and then having the section leader being a lower rank. I don't understand that at all.
Okay, your call.
I mean, I'm still surprised that is something that you can have a section leader as a lower rank than somebody else. That's kind of weird to me.
Maybe Tomofo made the wrong person angry.
Okay, that's possible. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
well.
I wonder if there are any things. Oh, nice picture. Very cool. Awesome. And Delil's back. So you guys take off onto your mission. You got your assignments. After a bit of a scuffle, Grask is taken away by some of the basically ex-Imperial forces here, and Cressida Carr oversees that he will be taken care of. And then you finish your section assignments, Sisuku. So, Lieutenant, yeah, you guys head out. It looks like who do we have as lead wayfinder? All right, cool. So it's Sisuku. And I don't know if you saw the note in chat from Delul, but Delul has a move that means you don't have to roll to a wayfind, but automatically find their target.
Only too late did I see that, but I still think Siku would have chosen himself to be the lead wayfinder.
Okay.
From hubris, at least.
Fair enough. All right. Well, hopefully we'll get more than one mission. We'll see. Good. Let's go ahead and have you wayfind. So, Sullust is a volcanic planet. You guys are in orbit, like you've come out of hyperspace and trucked through sublight engines to come into geosynchronous orbit over Sullust. And you guys, if you remember, your mission is to drop down into Atmo and attack an AT unit that is on one of the rockier but flat enough for ATs to work on there in Sullust. So we need our lead wayfinder to go ahead and engage that in our night moves.
And that is plus skill, right?
And night roll plus skill.
All right, good. I thought I was good at it. So, not that good at it, but still, it's an 8.
All right. On a 7 to 9, you find it and choose one consequence. Your starfighter suffers a minor mechanical failure. Fighter is damaged. They are waiting on you. Triggers enemy fire, or you're stressed or banged around. Split 2 harm however you want.
Let me look at enemy fire again.
It's not
Yeah,
good.
that one gets really messed up. We'll just split the harm.
Okay. You split it however you wish between you and your co-pilot or pilot. So
We'll
it's like
do
your navigator. So Tomofo, how much does Tomofo take?
we'll do one each.
Okay. So it's just very stressful as you lay in the nav point and you guys start heading in. You see there are a number of turrets that are arrayed in rocky outcroppings of the volcanic. You see all the crazy igneous rock formations. There's a big, like, bright red volcanic explosion. You guys fly over it, and then sure enough, you're able to lay in the points for the AT-ATs. They are waiting for you. So whoever wants to do the lead attack run, you can do that. But first, you will need to endure enemy fire. As you see, if you guys remember the AT-ATs, those giant dog walking type weapons platforms, and they start tracking, and you see there are a number of them, and they're firing upon you guys as you head in. It looks like our lead attack run, according to the section information, is Yogan. So
yeah. I think that's usually done by the pilot, but everybody, people can fly from both positions. So
Good luck.
okay, so that is a 7, but plus that's 8.
okay.
We
So
could get you up to 10 if you think it's
could.
worthwhile.
Okay, actually, if it's a 10,
We still do have to do the attack run.
this is the attack run.
Yep, this is
Oh,
the
I thought
attack.
this was
Yeah,
enemy
so in
fire first.
theory, this is the last roll that we have to make.
Well, you're still going to need to endure enemy fire as you guys are coming in.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah. So should Tasiku roll that first, or do we want?
Yeah, technically, I think you should. So if you don't mind, let's have you knock that out.
So should I roll for enemy fire?
Yeah, I think you should because you're. No, let's see. The pilot should roll. Sorry, Bethany, check me on this. The pilot should roll for enemy fire, but then if someone wants to take some of the consequences as Vetamaya, they can choose to do so.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Although if the navigator picks enemy fire and the pilot is an NPC, I'm not really sure how that works. Maybe just the navigator should roll it, or. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, let's have the navigator roll it then. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, I did not choose enemy fire. Just to make sure that's not.
Oh, right, you didn't. You're right. You chose harm.
Yeah. This is just a rich enemy fire, right?
Yes, if you remember from the mission write-up, there was going to be enemy fire.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Never mind that. It's just me. I'm
being really confusing the way I deliver this information.
Sorry.
I apologize.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, am I rolling enemy fire or attack first?
Well, I mean, I think you were thinking attack run. So if you want to hold off on that, let's have you deal with the enemy fire. But that's what you've got dialed in because that's a good roll, and that I'd hate for you to roll poorly on the next time. That would feel like a rip.
Okay. So that's 8 for the attack run, but first I have to roll enemy fire before I can apply that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
That's what I'm meaning to say.
Well, see, that is a 4 on enemy fire. Yeah, that's a 4.
Okay. On a miss, the GM might choose 3 from the 7 to 9 list or make something more horrific.
Yeah.
I might choose 3. So what's interesting here? I think what I would like to do is I'll choose 2. You and your fellow pilot are marked, and there are casualties on board. Split 5 harm, however you like, and you will have skids down later. That sounds nice and tense.
Okay, yeah, that's a whole lot of stuff. All right.
A lot of stuff. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so marks, yes, absolutely. Wait, I'm with an NPC, aren't I? Good. Okay. A little bit of metagaming here. Booze is dead anyway now, so or will be shortly, or at least taken out of the game shortly. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her 3 harm.
Okay.
And take 2. And also have the so I have the 8 for lead attack run. That actually is the last. Well, no, it's not the last. Never mind.
What else do we need to do?
Well, I'm gonna need to do skids down. I don't think anyone else needs to do
Oh.
anything.
Right. You definitely
Okay.
will need to do skids down. So what happens is that here, I'm gonna roll 2d6 real quick because I made myself a little table and I like my table. So I rolled a 7. I definitely should have changed a different color. So I'll delete those so we don't get confused. Nice. So your Armec SW4 ion cannons are stuck in a fixed position. So what happens is you get buffeted by a turbo laser fire, and it throws, and you see your pilot, like the seat, like your pilot, their head slams into the Durasteel canopy, and they drop down. And when you check, you see that the ion cannons are in a fixed position. So luckily you're not using ion cannons against the AT-AT. So that's just for future Yogan. Then you lay in your attack run, and you are able to.
I'm gonna take 2 from the mission pool.
Okay.
So it'll be a 10.
All right. Was it 2 or 1? I thought you were at a 9. You rolled a 7, and you had a 1. So yeah, it's 2.
Yeah,
you're right. Sorry, just double checking. Important resource.
I'm gonna count on my 2 skill to get me through the skids down. Yeah. So I still have to choose one. Let me look at my options real quick here. Not gonna do enemy fire again. That would be terrible. Oh, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna have 2 marks from this one run.
Holy crap.
Unless someone would like to Venomaya it.
Would anyone like to take that consequence?
I can't.
Oh, that's,
I can.
Yeah.
Do you choose to?
Yeah, I have completely followed through this process, which move came into which direction. So what can I take? I take it all.
You could take a mark if you wanted.
Yes, I want it.
Awesome. So as Venomaya, there's a particular move for
Yeah, I got
Venomaya.
that.
Okay, cool. And when you cover your assigned fellow starfighter during a mission, hold 1. Spend your hold at any time to take one of their consequences on yourself or your fighter. So yeah, what does that mark look like? I'm curious as you guys are following in. What in particular do you take as a mark? I'm really curious.
I have share a premonition. And but your co-pilot is about to die, right? But not yet, right?
But not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
She has 2 marks and 3 harm, and she's an NPC. She's done for.
She's done, yeah. But it's not yet witnessed the death of a fellow rebel, but it's share premonition, yeah. And it's, when we were wielding together in this sculpture, I was secretly taking away something out of your pocket. And you will recognize at the moment when you go down that it's missing in your pocket. And you don't make the serious mistake you were supposed to do because you were looking for your pocket. And in your camera I show you that I have the item. And you can tell me what it is later.
That's
I
nice.
Saw it coming.
I like that.
I saw it coming.
Nice.
Can be a coincidence. I don't know.
Cool. So you've done the lead attack run, but then I'm just double checking it. Like once the lead attack run happens, everybody's following. You led it, and you guys deploy your bombs. So
Unless somebody wants to do an attack run of their own, but they don't have to.
yeah. So Sisaku, what does it look like for these? You guys successfully complete this attack run against the AT-ATs. What does it look like? You see that there's a cluster of these kind of dog-shaped weapons platforms. They hit Yogan pretty hard, but then the ship that Dalul is on, piloted by Pwoen, dips in and takes a little bit of the flak. But then what happens is you guys drop your bombs. What do you see?
I think it's very surgical. Like, it's taking out the legs to use the weight to knock them over, and using gravity against them to crush them. And just all the bombs are hitting in the right spots. There's a little bit of fire, but we are expecting that. It's at this point strangely anticlimactic, and I don't know if Yogan, like, oh, actually, let me ask, how much do you make us aware of what's going on in your starfighter?
I think not at all. I'm too busy like dropping the bombs and getting out of there to spend time describing what I'm doing.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I think you don't know anything other than like you saw me get hit.
But you still kept on and completed the mission, and I think Sisuku is picturing like the metal getting pinned onto his chest, and like, this is exactly how every mission's going to go. The Alliance is destined to win. This is perfect. It's just like we drew it up. All of my decisions were excellent, and nothing bad will ever happen again.
Some of those things might be accurate.
None of those things are going to be accurate.
Cool. So heroes welcome, I assume, is what we're looking for. You guys fly back feeling good. I think.
Although, let me ask what the atmosphere was like in our Quarren starfighter. How that was with Pwoen and Dalul.
Yeah.
We were trying to stay focused on business. And we were nearly hit by one of those lasers. And in exactly that moment, Pwoen turned around and looked with his new helmet on me. Because he had one, but now he has a better one. He looked at me with wide open eyes and his tentacles flowing without gravity against the pullback from me turning around the starfighter, and I can see a sign of death in his eyes. But not yet.
But it's soon.
That's why I didn't want to join my starfighter.
Wow. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think Yogan is after you finish the attack run, Booza, the Togruta female who's your pilot, she whispers, "Hey, I can't feel my legs."
Hey, don't worry about it. I got it. I'll bring us in. You're gonna be fine. It's all right. Just
don't do what Cobb did, okay?
blow up the. No, I'm not. Nope. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Gonna have to land us. My right arm's all tingly. I can't really move it too well.
Yeah, no problem. I've got, I've got the controls. We're just sit there and it'll be fine. Everything's good.
You are good luck. It's gonna be. And then she doesn't say anything else.
Yeah.
So you head back to the Quisling. You see that there are X-wing or there are X-wings that are flying past you. There are TIE wings that are coming in on the Quisling and get shot down. But you guys finished your first mission, so you get to pull in. You get to head in, and you see they're doing some planetary bombardment. But you guys were much more effective in taking that AT-AT. Control tower starts giving you guidance to head in and land, and I think that everybody else, you're uninjured, so you're able to get in except for Yogan, who Yogan has no Now you are the navigator, but now
I
you're the
am-
pilot.
I'm also pilot now. Yep. I think this is when I actually like call in and describe exactly what's going on, and explain that everyone should please get out of the way. Be ready with the foam just in case. Trying not to do the same thing Cobb did, but so was Cobb.
All right.
I don't think there's any mechanical ramifications, but once I find out what's going on, I'm like really browbeating everyone down there, like, you need to make sure that Yogan comes in safe. That's one of my pilots out there giving their best.
Nice. I love it. That is fantastic. Good. Look at a little fire. Let's see. When you land a starfighter under less than ideal circumstances, roll plus skill.
13.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Wow.
11 plus 2.
On a 10 plus, you and your starfighter are on the ground and in one piece. Change an open regard slot to refer to your starfighter if you want.
Do I want to do that? Yeah, you know what? I'll do that and also give it a personality, and that'll be my other mark.
Yes!
Actually, now I have another mark, but that'll be a mark. Yeah, it is reliable. Even when there's something wrong with it, it's still like I still managed to land it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So she is damaged. Her ion cannon is stuck in a fixed position, but she is reliable, and you bring her down. And I'm going to ask our dreamer, Delul, you often see when people die. Did
Too
you see
often.
Booza dying, or does she survive this? There's
I
no way
saw-
she's flying again, but does she survive?
I saw Grask dying in this space fighter together with Yogan. But something intervened with destiny, and Grask is somewhere else now. Instead, Booza is dead.
And Yogan, you do not have to do what Cobb went through because you're able to land her. You'll need to give her a nickname too, but I'll let you think on that. Lieutenant Sisaku, you and your flight, your section was 100% successful. All of the Y-Wings returned. Only one of them is harmed, but it's still in one piece. Your lead mechanic, Roar, comes over and says, we can fix this. This is so. And then he sees Booza. And some of the other mechanics come over and they will start working to lift her out.
Sadly, Varor, it seems there are some things that we are not able to fix that have been broken on this mission. Buzatekish was an amazing pilot. Gave her all for the Alliance.
So, yeah, we check off the first bombing mission. And you guys have some daylight. I think that everyone, there's no medals yet. Upon changing duty stations, you're all awarded. So if you make it out of this, you'll get the medal for the liberation of Sullust. But yeah, there's no medal for that particular mission. Let's cycle you into daytime missions or daytime moves. You know that you're in the middle of an ongoing battle, but they're going to have to start working on this old reliable and getting new petrol and fueling into the ship so you guys can go on your next mission. So let's check in. Lieutenant Sisaku, what do you want to do?
I would like to find Yogan and have a talk.
Okay, where is Yogan?
I don't think he's hard to find. I think he's probably still in the hangar talking to I I wish I could remember his name. The Athorian mechanic.
Oh, Varun. You can just call him.
Yeah.
It's Vuror. It says Vuror.
Roar.
It rolls right off the tongue. I don't know.
Sorry, I don't know why I keep getting it wrong.
It's the most common name of his.
I mean, really, it's like Smith for the Athorians. Anyway,
Right.
Vuror.
Roar.
Have you thought of a nickname?
No, it seems like everything that comes to mind is has bad luck connotations. There's a lot of famous vehicle ship, both the sea ship and starship names from my culture, but all the famous ones are ones that ended very badly.
I suppose that says a lot about Kashiri culture.
We're not the most optimistic of people.
And yet you pulled it out without your pilot, with your starfighter wounded.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think they just saw us coming before they were supposed to.
Oh, question for Garrett. Did Dalul tell other people about the vision of it was supposed to be Grask who died there, or was that just like a aside?
That was maybe something you could see on Dalul's eyes. I mean, it all came together, and you know Dalul a little bit already.
Okay.
Yeah, so you might make assumptions.
How did Dalul react when Grask chose to go to the brig instead? I guess that would be probably the thing that in retrospect would tip Yogan off.
At the moment, you wouldn't have recognized, but in retrospect, Dalul was very relieved. You could see that with a big sigh and then a sorrow side eye at Bazoo.
Yes, they did see us coming. But looking at the numbers, Yogan, one casualty for all of destruction that we forced upon the Empire it's a good trade. It was a very good trade.
Yeah, I suppose so. It would be better if 0 for however much destruction we caused. But
do you think that Grask was right? Should that have been who was in the pilot seat with you?
I don't know if Grask could have done any better. I don't think it was an error of Booza's. It was just luck. None of us have very good luck, but I think it was just chance. I don't think that she didn't do anything wrong that Grask could have done better. I don't think.
Do you think it would have been Grask that they're carrying out of there?
Yeah.
Grask being laid to rest now? Grask, whom Dalul needs to learn the funerary rites for?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
So do these choices that I'm agonizing over matter? You saw how the humans watched us at each other's throats and didn't step in. It amused them.
Yeah, I think it did. I think. I wouldn't be surprised if they're placing bets on how many of us make it back at any given time.
I'm wondering if I should roll for reach out before we see.
Yeah, that's so perfect. That is great.
That's just straight, right?
Yeah, it's just roll the dice.
All right, it's a 7, just under the wire.
Choose one.
You
can remove harm.
Oh, you're harmed, right? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to put that on there, but yes.
That probably is.
So we're
Do you
both
think-
harmed.
Yes. So that probably makes the most sense.
Okay.
Although I do like those mission pools, but I'll get rid of the harm.
Okay. So let's skip over to Otho. Otho-sam, the female Nautilum.
Can we just, I don't know, can we just skip that? It feels weird playing
You
another
bet.
character.
Yeah, absolutely, no
Because
problem.
I have no idea who she is and she's in a mission, but I don't know.
Yeah.
If I think maybe Grask will think better after the loss that maybe he says, no, okay, sitting in the cell isn't all I want to do. Maybe he goes to ask to apologize to Siko.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I think that sounds interesting. Lieutenant Sisku, you receive a comm from basically the security folks that have Grastarvo in the brig, that Grastarvo has requested to speak with you. What do you do?
Of course, someone in my unit needs me.
Okay.
I head there post haste.
Cool. You head in. I think Grask is still dressed in his flight suit with all the pockets and extra adjustments that he's made to it.
Yeah, sure.
It's not like they're going to let you change. They're just going to throw you in the brig.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's only been like a few hours, but there you are in the dim light of the brig, and Zisku comes up to see you, little Verpine that he is.
Yeah, well. I'm making some sort of salute. I mean, I'm not good at saluting. That's obvious because I'm not really a soldier. But he tries. He tries. And he says, hey, look, I got a little angry back then. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said what I said. It just, when you said that I should not go with Yogan, I had a really bad feeling about that.
Are we alone, or are any of the security? Okay.
You're alone.
All right. Then I feel like I can speak a little more freely. Sergeant Tarvo, I don't know that you were entirely incorrect. I've seen Yogan's skills. He's truly impressive. I don't know if word has reached you here in the brig, but Booza, who took your place, died on the mission, and Yogan was able to fly the starfighter in on his own and land it despite its damage after
He's okay,
completing the bombing run. Yogan is unharmed. Yogan is unharmed, but the one who occupied the seat opposite Yogan is being laid to rest now.
Damn. No, it wouldn't have been me.
That is what I wonder. Of course.
Then you would have had me out of your hair. Or I'm sorry, you don't have hair. And you know what I mean? I guess. Basic's weird.
No matter what disagreements we might have, I would never wish death upon someone in our battalion. Well, on any non-humans.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I overstepped. I think I just, among my people, it's everyone for themselves. You know that, right? What they say about us, part of that is totally wrong, and part of it is that we are for everyone for himself, because our planet is very harsh. We don't usually travel in tribes. We're loners, all of us. So sometimes I have a little trouble with groups, with being part of a team or a group.
They certainly don't make it any easier for us.
No, they don't. And I sure didn't make it any easier either. And yeah, well, maybe should have done that.
Is this a move? We're just
Maybe?
talking.
That's a great question. I feel like if especially mechanically, because it's good to build
Mhm.
mission pool, it might be a reaching out.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to reach out to Iku to try to get him to reinstate me, basically, or forgive me, or whatever.
You are short a pilot, it turns out.
Yeah, well, so roll plus nothing, right?
Right.
Cool. Let's see how that goes. Probably bad. Oh, I've got a 6. Great.
Got a
So
6,
doesn't-
huh? Yeah,
doesn't
on a
go
miss.
well at all.
And
Yeah.
regard doesn't help you, no, it's cap.
It does. Regard does help you. It always helps.
Yeah,
But
but if it was Cap, I was talking to, and he's not Cap.
Yeah,
He's not cap.
he's not.
It doesn't help if I have regard for you. Right. It's
Um,
only...
I don't know.
you add
It
plus
does.
1 if regard is a factor is all that it says.
Well, if he has regard for me, then it might work.
I'm
I mean,
okay
that
with
would be a
that.
factor, right?
Yeah, regard's a
Well-
factor. Let's take the plus 1.
Okay, cool.
Bethany, does that clash with anything that you guys?
No,
have
that
done?
makes sense to me. I've never
Okay.
been really sure when regard works and when it doesn't either, but that makes sense. It is a factor in this case.
Cool.
Okay.
That phrasing does seem very specifically vague in that,
Mhm.
as opposed to if you have regard for the object, or so, it just says if it's a factor. So
Rulings, not rules. Yay, we're OSR again. Woo! In my reskin, that's how it will work for the rest of this session. Okay, good. So with the 7 to 9, you choose one. Remove a harm, change the target and or tone of a currently filled regard slot, or add one to the mission pool.
So by now I could change my regard to Yogan or
Yes.
equal.
Change the target.
I think I will just add one to the mission pool though, because that seems fitting.
I agree. That sounds good.
well, Grask, you understand that I don't have the authority to sign the papers to release you from the brig.
But I think Officer Carr might. And
But I kind of just give you a look while standing back from the open door, saying that like I can't sign the papers.
Oh, wait, I see some papers over there. Let me take a look. Maybe we can take them with us and find somebody who can sign them.
Yes,
and I sidle out and grab some paperwork that's lying around.
It's the inventory for the prison mess hall.
Probably.
Cool. That is a great scene. Let's jump. Let's see. We've had who wants this a daytime move next? How's it gone?
I have a
All right.
plan. Dalul has a plan. You know, indeed, I have seen too many people with a sign of death on them. And I have dreamt of larger context. There's a context which is smaller than the universe and larger than our squadron. And that is politics. I think I will go for the good old information system, which is hallways. And spray graffiti everywhere with the true reason why we are here and for what we are fighting. Something I have seen in my dreams alone, so I don't know if it's actually true or if it's just came to my mind from somewhere else, induced by something, by someone, by an entity. I don't know. But I take it for granted after so many things have come true in the last couple of weeks. So I will go out and I will act up and I will act like a hooligan for this.
Roll plus
And-
luck. This sounds amazing.
Get the truth out.
What are some of the things that you spray paint? What's the graffiti about?
It's symbolic alone. You see
Ooh.
the Death Star. It's a Star Destroyer, right? And like the whole political situation and what we can assume, who is moving forward where and where hidden forces could be, like exactly what was discussed in this conference call, in this holo call.
Mm-hmm.
Our admirals had with each other. I'm too bad in politics to describe that in more detail.
No, it's good. That's all I needed.
And I roll a 10 plus 1 and luck is 11.
It turns out that you're really good at acting up, it seems. On a 10
had
plus, you get
thought
to
so.
choose 2.
Actually, I want to ensure that there are no consequences for me.
Okay.
I want a lot of consequences, so I take the second point. And I think I want to add 1 to the mission pool. Because whatever this information will shake up, we, as simple soldiers, as aliens on this spaceship, will stand closer together. And so this is 1 for the mission pool.
Okay. So yeah, the rumor mill hits and that there's been a bunch of graffiti about a Death Star and some kind of impressionistic stuff going on. But no one knows who did it. And there are a lot of questions going on.
No.
Looks like you guys have upped your mission pool to 2, and with our remaining time, I definitely want to push through on the next duty station. So, Sisaku, you are still section leader. Even though some of your assignments are questioned by others, it seems that May Starfall continues to ride the hot hand. So you get the next mission, Mission B.
All right, squad mates. They liked what they saw from us. Taking out the AT-AT 1st Army Headquarters unit. Now we're going in for a precision bombing at the tram station and the Durcrete pathways at Lakaya. Denying this junction to rolling stock is an urgent request from the 40th Army, who intend to retake the area and quickly put the line back in service for the Alliance. All that's changing here is our target. We got a good bunch of sentients here, and I know that we can take care of business. Before we get started, I know everyone learned a lot from our last mission, and I want to make sure that we have everyone in the right spots to be successful. Dulul, I think you're leading us on the wayfinding for this. I like what we've seen from you. You've got a certain eye for things.
Thank you for your trust.
And if I could remember mechanically what skill it was to lead the attack run. Is it skill?
It's guts, I think.
Hold on, I'm running to the moves because I'm now worried. Attack run is guts. Yes, thank you very much, Sabine. You are right.
Okay.
Wayfinding is skill, and yeah, attack run is guts.
Who's got guts? I feel like I'm missing one of the characters.
I'm pretty good at guts.
Oh, okay. It just slid to the end. That's why I'm not. Yes, you are very good at guts. And that's perfect. Grask, I think you need to be our lead attack run on this.
Okay.
For you to be successful, I think it's probably best if you choose the pilot or navigator, excuse me, that you're most comfortable with.
You know, I'm comfortable with the Yogun, if that's okay with you, sir.
Oh. Yes, let's make that happen. Yogan should still be in the unnicknamed reliable, right? I mean, that's the good luck charm there.
I mean, someone did die in it, so I'm not sure how
Not to put too fine a point on.
But that's lucky, isn't it? I mean, Marwikwe is thought to be very lucky to be in a spot where somebody died, because there already somebody had died in the spot, and it's
so
very
it's like
unlikely.
the bad luck is worn off now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'll be flying for Dalul. And that means I just got to change out one person in the 3rd starfighter, who Tomofo, right? Sure. All right. I think those are all living people. Oh, and is the old reliable repaired?
Uh, yeah, I think I'm gonna say that the old reliable is repaired enough to function. However, the pilot's seat is still littered with score marks, and it smells bad. Uh, it's not coated in blood per se, but if like you were to pull up like the seat, you would see where some of the blood had pooled and kind of run underneath, and they just hadn't got it in the wipe down that they did. And the ion cannons are still in a fixed position, but you can still fire them. You just gotta, keep circling around. But that's fine.
It should be fine.
We're on a bombing run. We don't need to fire those. I mean, ion cannons, it's unlikely. All right, sentients. You have your assignments. Let's get out there, take care of this quickly. Make it all back in one piece.
Aye.
Oh my gosh. Sissiku, you have Delul with you? This is great. You're doomed.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what.
Still.
And
Still
if there's no humans around, or even only just a few, then say, let's get out there, take care of this, and come back in one piece. Because nothing would piss the humans off more than all 8 of our alien asses coming back.
Now that is inspiring.
That's pretty great. Before you guys are like, as everybody is heading up into your Y-wings, Grask, Cressida Carr comes over and kind of tugs on your flight suit before you climb up in. We'll say that this is just a few moments before. It looks like she knows you're in a hurry. She doesn't seem leisurely at all. She says, Sergeant.
Yeah.
And she reaches for reaches for your hand with both of hers, like she's going to shake your hand.
Okay.
Good luck. Good luck. I just wanted to wish you good luck. And she palms something to you. It's
Okay.
about that big, looks like a little kind of like not a locket, but almost like a tiny little compartment. Like here, a much smaller version of something like this, right?
Okay, I'm palming it. I'm making nothing about it because it's obviously meant to be kept under wraps. And I will say, yeah, well, I'm going to get them, darling. Keep my beer warm, I guess.
And the force be with you.
Oh, that too, yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Step back, and she gives you a nod, Yogan. And when you get up into the pilot compartment, like in the cockpit, you can feel it has that smell of death. The Weequay actually have the ability to communicate via pheromone. So a couple of Weequay can have an entire conversation and never say anything aloud. So their olfactory senses are very strong. Sitting in a cockpit cockpit where a pilot had recently died, like not long, hours ago, is probably an experience, Krask. You're a tough guy, but still, it's got to be a little disconcerting.
No, it's lucky. I told you, it's lucky. This is the smell of somebody else who died, who wasn't me. This is just the best thing, really.
Grask is the only one we could put in there who would be happy about it, so it works out well.
He's a misanthrope. What are you going to do? When you open up the little container, there's something very pungent in there, and it's actually it is a particular scent from your homeland. Everyone from the Weequay are from the homeworld of Srilur, which is in Hut Space, and it's the smell of like a certain spice that's used on a very gamey style of meat. So it's a spice that kind of cuts down the gaminess so that it tastes a little better. And there's a little note: best I could do.
Well, I guess Yes, I've got a girlfriend now. And she's human. I'm saying that to Yogan, and the comlinks are off, you know. I mean, she gave me this spice thing. That's nice. Oh, that's really nice.
She must really like you. I mean, that's.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
great with the ladies, actually.
If we get back alive, I might want to tip about that.
Yeah, sure. Sure, let's get out of this alive and have a night out in town or something. Or Star
Sounds
Destroyer.
good. Got a
Cool.
deal.
Cool.
So the Y-wings form up. You guys take off. You're up in the air. Sisko Dalul is in your unharmed starfighter. Oh, by the way, the reliable starfighter is no longer damaged. She just does a couple things, but it's not enough to be considered damaged. Well, anything you have to say to Sisko before we have you do your wayfinding, which you automatically succeed at?
There's always a fine print. And my wayfinding comes with a price. And that can be weird, so stay with me. So I need to take a mark for wayfinding or harm. I prefer taking a mark.
Nice.
And now bear with me for some snowballing because I take advance and grow.
Cool.
And from there, I think I have learned a couple of harsh lessons. Pick another move. And that move is the greater good.
Oh, crap!
With the greater good, I can rewrite an unused mark. And instead of embracing death, from now on I have the mark to pick abandon a fellow pilot and advance.
That's amazing.
I haven't chosen it yet.
I know. That's amazing.
That's where we go. Yeah. But otherwise, I don't have to roll and we automatically find our way. Isn't that great? Yeah.
Gonna go ahead and just permanently change embrace death. There we go. Oh, that messes up a bunch of references. Oh well, forget that. We'll just leave it. Sorry, I didn't realize that would cause a chain reaction. Awesome. So you do that mark. You are able to lay it in, as you guys remember from your assignment. You are headed to a tram station with and then all the pathways that are around it. So you are able to easily dial that in. It's a tram station. It's pretty obvious. Let's have our lead attack run.
That's me, right?
It is Grask.
Oh my god. Attacking a tram station? I like trams. Okay. So, yeah, let's see where that goes. Oh, well. Yeah, I've got an 11.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm good at that.
On a 10 plus, your payload connects. Choose one.
Okay.
It's under attack.
Yeah,
columns.
I found it.
Okay, good.
Fly through a storm of flags, starfighter in your section. You and your fellow pilot are marked. Hey, we haven't been marked in a long time, have we? No, definitely.
Not since last mission.
I wasn't there, so let's do that again.
Hey,
Yeah,
this is
we're
a
marked.
3-session series. I'll
Yeah,
totally take.
exactly. This is the last. Session. So hey, we're marked.
All right. That's fantastic. Does anyone want to do their own attack run? It's not mechanic for your mission. It's not mission necessary, but it's something that I want to throw out there in case someone wants to do something crazy. Otherwise, we will continue on with those marks. What
I feel
happens?
like literally nothing good can happen from rolling the dice anymore.
Correct. Cool. So what did you mark, Grask? What is your mark that you took?
I'm really not unsure what I want to take, but I think, maybe act against my best interests, because that's actually what I've done going back to the whole squad. Because that's not my best interest. My best interest is staying in the cell and being safe there. instead of going out and bombing a tram station. Like, I can do that.
All right. What about Yogan?
Yeah. I'm going to describe to Grask exactly like what happened while he was in the cell. So I'm going to tell a war story.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice.
And because we've already played through that, I'm not going to actually like sit here and
You
give
just
the whole
relay
thing.
everything on the flight
Yes.
back.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Cool. No one has to roll to skids down, so we've got more time. Let's see if we can get through another mission, guys. This is going so well. Cool. So day
That
moves.
was an amazingly good mission.
I know. Is this the way the game's supposed to go? It's so weird.
Probably not.
No, probably. Mission pool resets to 0, and the battle for Sullust continues on. You're getting reports that that there is an entire nation of Sullust where the Imperial forces have been driven out. When you guys get back, you see that all of the graffiti has been hastily painted over. So it has been kind of removed, but there's still it's just paint. It's like they haven't scrubbed it down yet. They just covered it with whatever gray battleship gray paint that they had, trying to obfuscate whatever's going on there. And then you guys have some day moves. So let's see who wants to try to build up that mission pool. Sisuku, everything was top notch. I think that May Starfall's waiting for you when you get out of your Y-Wing.
I feel like that went so well. There's not even anyone to throw under the bus. Like, it's a real bummer. Have that move and everything.
Oh, well, you can always make up stuff. It's not about truth. It's about throwing people under the bus.
Well, May's not a human, so that's all right, I guess. All right. Well, let's see where this goes. She's waiting for me when I get out of the starfighter.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. That was a textbook mission. No one lost. The losses for the Empire were significant.
Thank you, Lieutenant Starfall. It is an honor to be the head of the 588th at this time and to be leading such a fine group of sentients.
Indeed. We've had a streak of good luck with you in command of this section. I'd like to continue it, unless you have any objections or concerns.
No, sir. I think we finally found a system that works as long as we... Hold on, let me see. Let me find the right tab here and see who's going to get randomly thrown under the bus. Oh, yeah, that's probably going to be what it is. The only problem I found, it seems as if Plowen was not able to concentrate without Dalul in the cockpit with him. I think that might be an issue going forward. I'm doubting if Plowen's loyalty lies with the Alliance so much as with Dalul.
I see. So that continues to be a problem. I thought they had worked past it.
Dalul certainly acquitted herself marvelously. Had her as a lead wayfinder on this mission. We had no problems in that. I'd put her in the cockpit with me to see how that would work out, and it was flawless. That's the pairing I would continue with your approval, Lieutenant Starfall, but I think perhaps we could find some deck duty for Plowen.
Good. I have another concern. I've noticed just before you flew off that Cressida car seems to have taken a bit of an interest in Sergeant Grask. I know that you and Grask haven't seen eye to eye in the past. Is this something that I should be concerned about?
You certainly needn't be concerned with Grask and myself, sir. That is the long forgotten past. We have come together on that.
But Grask and Cressida, is that a problem?
Certainly no problem reflected on the mission, sir. Grask did the lead attack run, and acquitted himself excellently.
You don't think he's trading any favors with the policy advisor, do you? You know that they exist to... I'm sure you understand.
Grass, were you the one that got the medbot?
Mhm.
I am absolutely sure that Grask is not trading favors.
All right.
I would stake my reputation on it, sir.
Carry on. And she clasps her hands behind her back and marches off. So let's check in with Grask. What would you like to do?
Grask good at blowing stuff up. I'm not throwing Grask out of the bus.
What do I want to do? Moves?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have. I told Yogan we would go out and have a night on the town or whatever passes for the town here.
And Yogan wants tips on how to impress humans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this definitely sounds like a setup for a reach out if ever I heard one. I adore it.
So what passes for the town around here? I'm pretty sure Grass will know.
There's no town. You're on a Star Destroyer. There's like a 10 forward if you think like Star Trek terminology.
Exactly.
There's basically, it's not a cantina. It's a place. There's an officer's bar. You guys can't go to that because Grass.
No, we don't want. No, we don't want to anyway. I mean, that's not night on the town and the officer's bar. That's boring.
Now, so here
also
are
it's
your
full
options.
of humans.
you've got the motor pool has an ongoing sabacc game. Like they just play sabacc and shoot the poodoo and stuff like that. There's also a small kind of bar that's set up, but of course there are monitors to make sure that you don't over imbibe because you might be needed for your next mission. But yeah, that's your options that you basically have. Yes, totally line.
Yeah, well, what do you think? More sedate. We get food even, but it's probably there are humans there, or we go to the motor pool where there are no humans and we can have a bit of sabacc game going.
I think maybe it's better if there are no humans around for this conversation.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cool.
So do you play sabacc?
A little. I have a few times. It's been a while.
Oh. Well, let's see how that goes. I have terrible luck, I have got to say that. I mean, I play sabacc badly, very badly, because of my terrible luck.
I've heard it's skill, not luck, but
yeah, it's bullshit.
No, yeah. I mean, that's my. I'm not very good at it, and I'm also not lucky, so makes no difference to me.
Yeah, well, but it's fun anyway.
Yeah, just don't bet anything important. We're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. You come in and you see a Verpine that looks exactly like Sissiku there at the game.
What's he doing here? Didn't figure out our noble leader for a sabacc player.
Yeah, neither did I.
Huh.
Well, maybe I made the wrong choice, but he's just seen us. We can't. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out how well we play sabacc.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Cool. You get dealt in. I think that your lead mechanic doesn't trifle with this because he's got ships to fix, but he also cycles in and out some of his people. So Varor isn't here, but it's an entire regiment, right? So you sit down and you find out quickly that no, this is not Sissiku. This is Rusin, who is his brother.
Oh.
So yeah, Rusin talks just like him, but he brags about his B1s and how they like bombed. He lays out a couple of missions that they have successfully completed, and it's a little.
Yeah, if it's a bragging game, I think I will try to match him a little. I mean, tell him how what a great commander his brother is, just because he gets on my nerves probably, and how well we did on our missions. And anyway,
Are you acting up a little bit here then?
a little maybe, yeah.
Awesome.
Sure.
I like it. Cool. So does it sound like you're acting like a hooligan, right? Or are you stepping in your prescribed role?
I don't know if I'm really acting like a hooligan. I mean, I'm telling him stuff that makes his brother look good. So.
All right. So it sounds like a soldier of the Alliance then, being proud, patriotic, and taking no poodoo from anyone, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Roll flat because you've not increased your medals. Good luck.
No, I have no medals. Don't need medals. I've got an 8.
8. That sounds great. 8 means you get to choose one.
I get to choose one. Make someone do. I don't want him to do anything. I think consequences for acting up. I mean, come on. I'm praising my squad. What consequences can there be? I want to add one to the mission pool.
Cool. All right. Go ahead and add one to the mission pool.
Cool.
Rusin listens. He says, Of course. I would expect no less from my brother. I am surprised that you are performing so well in such inferior vehicles. It is definitely a testament to you and the great Alliance.
Yeah, well, they're from the Clone Wars, and they say the clones were the best soldiers ever, so.
Oh, I would have to take exception to that. I've heard that they were inferior, and there's a reason the stormtroopers are provided. There's a little too much duplication of effort and thought patterns. They're not independent enough like us.
You're probably right. I don't know. I don't know nothing about clones anyway.
They're a dead species now, anyway. Oh, hail to the Alliance. Then Rusin deals a couple cards, and you guys continue with your game. It sounds like, Yoga, maybe you're reaching out to try to talk about how to get a human girl.
For dating tips, yeah.
Dating tips. This is awesome.
Yeah, so I think I started, so Cressida Car seems like that's giving you that that sense that's not just something that
No, I think she likes me.
She does.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard some of these humans, they are writing stories about aliens and human and alien pairings. And, my people have a reputation for being pirates. And pirates are very much romanticized in human literature.
Yeah, okay.
It's weird, but it's there. So. But I think you've got good chances because you look mostly like a human.
Yeah, I just need to. I don't know. I
mean, you have an easier time of it, than a Verpine, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. There's no like anatomical problems, but
yeah, I guess
so. This isn't like we're not. All we're known as being conquered.
Well, yeah, we were conquered too, so.
I don't think we have any famous pirates. We're known as artists.
What do you have? Sorry?
The only thing we're known for other than being conquered is we're good artists.
Oh, good artists. Artists could help. Artists is great. You can, I don't know what kind of artist you are, but you can recite poetry or something or make something that they will. Well, human women like flowers, I've heard, and it worked with Cressida, even though I'm not an artist at all.
At least I can. That's something I could talk to her about because did you see those helmets she made?
Yeah.
They were just surface. You put the tentacles on them and everything.
Oh, look nice. Hey, look, our ship that's kind of growing on me. Maybe you can ask her to, I don't know, decorate it.
That's a good idea. I could at least, ask her for some paint or something and try to. It's a good way to start a conversation. Thank you. That's a great idea.
Yeah, well.
And I proceed to lose very badly at Sabbatical. Thank you.
Let's do that. Nice. Cool. So do you want to actually go and try to reach out to her, or do you want to let this be your reach out roll?
I think this is my reach out roll.
Awesome. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
That is, oh no, that's still a 5.
Okay.
Am I misunderstood or understood all too clearly?
I don't know. I mean, misunderstood. I have an idea for that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. How could that misunderstanding go?
Well, I mean, we're talking about relationships and stuff, and we're pretty close, aren't we? So I think that at one point that Krask will scoot over a little closer, and then still a little closer, and well, I think he will try to put his hand on your hand, maybe, like by chance.
And I'm not gonna be rude because this is maybe a thing that your people do. So yeah,
Yeah, I think he might misconstrue that even more, and then he would.
I'm asking for tips on dating you, is what you're thinking, right?
Yes,
That's awesome.
Oh, sure. I mean, that's maybe your attempt to get closer to me, because while Cressida is useful, she's not something. I will make a point of expressing that while Cressida is useful, she's not exactly someone I really care for. Not like I would care for. I don't know, fellow pilot or something.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, what do you say to that?
No, of course not. She doesn't understand what our lives are like. She can't, can she?
No, and what I'm saying here, and I really like you, Jorgen. I mean, really.
And then like starting to think about it, I'm like, actually, once it finally sinks in what you think here, yeah, I like you too.
Oh, well, I didn't expect that.
What you? I mean, you. What you said about trusting me and wanting to fly with me. I didn't know. I didn't know what to say. I still don't know what to say to that. But yeah.
Yeah. What do you say we leave this joint and go and look some stars or something?
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
I think
Nice.
the two of you have to find your way out to a viewing port that doesn't look down on Sullust, where there's like terrestrial bombing and X-wings and TIE fighters that are in class, but you're able to look out onto the stars. And we'll say that's the most interesting result of a failure I've seen in a while. Dalul, do you have any day moves that you wanted to complete?
There's something I have to tell Siko.
Okay. Where does Dalul find you, Sisiku?
Oh, good question. I think inspecting the fighters.
Nice.
Yeah. And when you go to the fighters, it comes as a shock for you that I'm already sitting in one of them. And then I'm suddenly looking through the window in your direction.
Delul,
Siko.
you do turn up in unexpected places.
And you will soon turn up in an expected place. I'm very worried about you.
Oh my.
I have seen too many things. I'm running crazy. Siko, I'm very sorry, but I don't think I'm a good pilot anymore. I see too much. There's too much going on in my head. I'm afraid that when you fly again with me, something will happen. To either you or me.
But we were so successful last time. I was telling Lieutenant Starfall, we make such an excellent pairing.
We make. And it felt very close to be in this starfighter together with you. I really would like to climb in this machine again with you and fly out there and go out and risk our lives. But I'm afraid that one of us will not return from the next mission.
Well, I certainly don't want to put you in a position that you would be uncomfortable. I'm finding that sometimes the best part of being a leader is listening to those whom you lead. What would you have me do, Dalul?
Put me in a fighter with Poen.
Oh, actually, did I hear anything?
It's not about him and me. It's not about this history. Or do you have other news for me?
Well, Rich, did they say anything when I said we should probably bust Poen out of, like, did anything come of that already?
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's totally a thing that's gonna happen.
Okay, but I don't know yet.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know yet. I like that.
And all right, then straight up lying is an option. Of course. That's something that's under my power, as long as you can assure me it's for the right reasons.
As much as I can.
Are you not scared that one of you won't come back? Or is that what you're hoping for? I know about Poen's human mate.
My heart breaks in two. And that's not good, because I have to tell you something. There's only one heart left inside of me. That's not a lot for a Quarren. And I have
are
to
you
think
reaching
about
out?
this.
Should you roll for that?
I will roll for that.
Yeah,
yes.
thank you. Thank you for calling for that. Perfect timing.
And that's an 8, which means I can choose one.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to refill my regard slot, which is empty at the moment, and put Siko in there.
Nice. Curious what you're putting in. I'm fascinated by.
Yes. Yeah, I'm fully convinced that I will fly with Poen and that it will be the right thing, and I'm so happy that I don't have to fly with Siko, and let's see how it turns out.
With only one heart, are you sure that you should be flying at all?
Yes. The second heart is only necessary for if you dive deeper than 100 meters. But in space, we are at like 0 meters depth, right? It's more like being up in the air, but without this oxygen stuff.
When we enter the atmosphere, it's going to be some intense flying over Rostov on Don. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you, Dalul. Or
I
Plowen.
take certain stuff, and it keeps me fine. It has helped me in the past. I can make it. No worries, Zico. No worries. I'm a good fighter.
If you are not worried, then I am not worried. Thank you for telling me.
Cool. So with our current time, it looks like what we will have to do is end with you guys going on your last mission that we don't even, like at this point, 4 minutes left. I don't think we should even start the mission parameters. It's just the end of you guys going on. Is that anything you guys want to throw in? Any epilogues that you'd like? I think that was a pretty good little scene, but I don't want anybody to feel unfulfilled by this stopping point.
I don't know. I feel like I'd want to add something on, but I don't know what.
Maybe we could go to epilogue. So we see these guys fly out into the battle or whatever, and then we could go to, victory celebration for the Alliance, and then what we see of our characters doing.
That sounds fun. Yeah, so as you guys are starting to form up and head out to the Alliance, you or onto your mission parameters, you receive word that the second Death Star has been destroyed. That Emperor Palpatine has been confirmed dead, and the Empire has fallen. And the crews that are trying to take Sullust at this point, they're trying to negotiate. You understand from your admiral that they are trying to negotiate a ceasefire with the Imperial forces on Sullust. You guys have them on the run, so they anticipate the admiral will announce over the loudspeakers that they anticipate that this will be accepted, that they are going to pull in everything that's not currently engaged to the point where they cannot, and your mission is scrubbed. So let's do epilogues for you guys. Where is it that we see you? And if you wanted to give us like a time frame, that would be cool. And if you want to keep it kind of vague, that's cool as well. So who's ready to go with a kind of epilogue first?
I think I've got a thing.
All right.
I would like to drag all of the squad to I forget the location that Yogun and Grass went to, or my brother was gambling.
Oh yeah, in the motor pool.
Yeah. Once I hear about that, drag everyone there and like just have this whole inter-squad gambling thing against his like fancy pants people. And like we're just throwing down with him, and I am like totally out of character in the lead, like throwing all kinds of Verpine curses and stuff out there at him, and just leading my ragtag band against him.
That's awesome. I totally see Grask like marking certain Sabbat cards, but that's just a thing I kind of assumed that Grask could try. Cool. What about epilogues for anyone else? Anyone else have ideas?
I still need to adapt to the non-Doom scenario we are currently suddenly in.
Well, here's the deal. Just because the Emperor goes down doesn't mean that Doom can't happen, right? The Imperials that are left behind, they're going to fight just as hard as a cornered animal, you know?
Yeah. Then I have something.
All right.
Because I think the squadron needs to go out for a raid. And the problem is that Prone is, for some reason, not going to go. And we end up, because of a human commander, that Zico and I need to go. And I am panicking because Destiny is telling me that one of us will not return. And I want to end the epilogue before the result of that.
Awesome.
I don't want to know if Dalul faces her destiny of being the destiny make true. True maker. Or if she fails and one of them will actually die. Maybe of a heart attack.
Yeah, Admiral
Like-
Barsuk is there, has summoned the two of you for some unknown reason. I like it. What about for a Yoga and a Grask?
I think Yogan stays around for the ensuing, battles with the Imperials because they're still around and they're still fighting.
I think Grask will hop off this whole thing as soon as he can. But he might stay a bit for Yogan.
Given Yogan's luck to this point, I think he does survive, but I think he gets hurt. And he ends up probably working with still cannot remember his name.
Furor.
Yes. Fixing other pilots' ships.
Cool.
Okay, so I guess we can maybe see Grass coming by after a while when Yogan is working on some ships, and he comes in a very battered ship. It's not Alliance or anything commissioned. It's just a transport, I guess, and there are laser damage and stuff on that. And he comes out and says, "Hey, Yogan, long time no see. Can you fix my ship quickly, please?"
Yes, absolutely. Oh, it's good to see you. Are you making runs for? And immediately starting to take things apart and see what the damage is.
And then we see in the cargo compartment, we see a lot of Palpatine statues and regalia and stuff like
and
that.
shovels, lots of shovels too.
Maybe a few shovels, yeah.
I guess this stuff is valuable now to somebody, huh?
Yeah, it's also contraband, so.
Right. No, I'm not. I just slam down that lid, Nothing's damaged in there. It's good. And I am being extremely, helpful. And, at some point, I'm like, hey, can we, is there anything inside that's damaged that you could, I don't know, show me?
I could talk. Yeah, I think my bunk bed is really, really shady.
Yeah. I think I better need to fix that.
Absolutely, you do.
And the two of you head up the gangway and into the ship, and then credits will roll. With that will bring our Star Wars Witch Squadron to an end. We're also at time, so if anyone needs to go, feel free to go. If anyone has 10 minutes to give, I'd love a little bit of feedback specifically on this hack, because I want to hear your thoughts on it. You've experienced it with me. See if there are any particular tweaks, because I'm strongly considering bringing this back in some form in 2020. So I would appreciate that feedback. So we'll just start off. We'll do it as a Roses and Thorns, specifically talking about the system for thorns. Anything, even if it's not a thorn per se, but more like try it this way type of feedback, or any particular points of confusion in the way that the rules and the flow work would be helpful, or anything that feels like it's missing, that in the translation of Night Witches to Star Wars is something like, I would like to see X or Y. And again, if this isn't something that comes right off the top of your head, I'm very open to this feedback at a later period. If you reflect on it and you're like, you know what, X or Y could be done this way, that is totally cool too. I'll call on Keith first. Keith, what kind of thorns did you have?
Do you want a thorn rose that way, or
sure
it in the air? Okay. Even with Rogue One being my most favoriteest Star Wars movie, it was still like the Star Wars feel, and I think the Night Witches feel ended up being at odds at times, where I was like, Star Wars is space fantasy, and we are dying horribly all the time. And I would sort of steer into it and then kind of end up steering out of it. And it felt like kind of having to have a foot in two different worlds, which was a little bit tough. But at the same time, it made me more interested because I'm more interested in Star Wars than in the original premise of Night Witches. So I was excited to play this to see how the mechanics worked with something that I knew more about and was more invested in. So it's sort of both. Like, I'm not sure how it balances for other folks.
Let me throw this out, and other people chime in. Feel free. Don't feel like Keith is the only one on the stage for this particular point. What if there were like one or two more options for some of those moves that kill people real hard? That lightens it a little bit. Do you think that would spread it too thin and make it too easy? Because I'll say, like, the second half of this session, you guys just rocked. And I don't know if that was die results or the fact that a few advances had happened, and so people were statistically doing things and you're building your mission pool, but like shit was getting kind of easy. Now, the next mission you were going on was enemy fire at the top, so it probably went different. Sabine, go ahead.
Yeah, I think having those moves unlocked, that would change the tone a bit, because those moves might make it easier, like the loose Wayfinder move. And I had a move that would have let me take off damage from people. So I think maybe lean a bit into that. So it's less fatal and lethal, because actually in Star Wars you see a lot of lethality, I'm not sure. Anyway, a lot of death, but not death of the main characters.
Right.
But
you see all these people, and you only
rewatched-
see them for a second, and then they scream, and then you
yeah,
never hear
exactly.
from them again.
I'm rewatching Clone Wars, and the death toll is appalling. Really,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I was thinking that, when we started this, I was, well, that doesn't seem to fit the tone. But then if you think about even like the last scene of the last like big fight in A New Hope, where everybody dies, there are like 3 survivors. So I think it does fit, but I think what Sabine was saying about just having everyone start with one move would make a big difference.
Yeah, I think that's a really good suggestion. I'm definitely going to deploy that next time.
And you could even maybe tweak the move to be more Star Warsy. Because you've tweaked a lot of things, but the moves, I don't think the playbook moves you haven't changed at all.
Renamed them. That's about it.
I think that might help with the tone a little bit, and it also would make those first few missions slightly less deadly. So half the squadron isn't dying in training.
Yeah, it's like Night Witch is designed to be very similar to the Dungeon Crawl Classics funnel, right? You funnel through and swap out a few characters. You see how harsh it is, and then once you get a few moves and a few things unlocked, then it seems to kind of open up a little bit, and there'll be an occasional serious thing, but a lot of it is taking harm and getting in trouble and some stuff that's a little. It's interesting to see that flow change and evolve over just 3 sessions.
Yeah, I think what works with that with Night Witches is that the missions get easier. You're more likely to survive. Occasionally, still, there's some terrible missions. But like at the same time, you've been building up the day stuff. And like the various dramatic things going on at the same time. So like that kind of takes over a little bit from the drama, or takes over some of the drama a little bit. So it doesn't have to all come from the missions. And I think we saw the same thing here. Like, there wasn't a whole. It was like mission. Any day move drama came directly from the mission. Rather than like from previous day move stuff. And then, this session, there was all these things build up and going on.
Cool.
So like, but I think still having that move would make like, you do get a lot of drama from people dying horribly on their very first training mission, but also that doesn't feel very Star Wars. Usually if people die, it's in that last big assault on the Death Star, right? That's when everybody dies.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. So that's some really good feedback. That's some cool stuff. Garrett, how are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Yeah, since I come more from the Night Witches perspective, I like Star Wars to be more like of the dress up, and otherwise be it as Night Witchy as possible. So I don't mind that much about the Star Wars feel, because also because I just don't know the Star Wars feel that well. And therefore, for me, it was like perfect. Interestingly, since I missed the second session, where a player character died and somebody else died, for me, it felt more in the way that it was too easy to get through the missions. Like this one, for example, well, an NPC died, but just because we distributed the harm that way, and we could have chosen a different option in that move. So it was actually like a carefully chosen outcome. And I don't know Night Witches neither, but I was wondering why I didn't roll for some of the missions. So I would have expected, like with a day move, that we all had rolled at least once by night, and then a lot of bad things happening automatically. But because we could finish missions with only rolling twice, it felt easy for me.
It did. I agree.
Yeah.
There were a couple missions that happened this particular session that felt easy, and I want to go back and review and see if there's supposed to be second, third kind of mission things. And I take I will take that as a piece of feedback that I think is really useful.
Yeah.
I get you.
And then there's this usual stuff, like when you build up a pool and then you can't use it, like mission pool, that never feels good. So you spend so much effort in gathering mission pool, and then it's not used in the end.
Yeah, but last session we had the mission was a lot tougher because of choices we made, because we didn't roll that well. Because, come on, we had one automatic success and one very good roll this session. That was just a dream.
That's true, and we shouldn't let it skew too much.
Yes,
that we just had to.
Last time we really used up our mission pool, and we had 2 missions last time. The first one was the one where Cobb died, and the second one we kind of survived, but our ship was badly damaged, and both Yogan and Grask were rather hurt. So
yeah, that is interesting. Though I would say I also felt that the first mission was easy. Where we didn't have such, there was even a miss, right?
Yeah, I think your point of like one person does the wayfind, one person does the attack run. You've got a couple people who can kind of cover their backs to eat up some of the consequences. That does seem to be generally like the flow as we were playing it, and it's something I need to reevaluate and make sure I'm running it the right way, and that's how it's supposed to dole out, because it just seems, it was something where I was like, wow, like 2 of these people did nothing because they didn't need to eat up anything as wingman. So I hear what you're saying, Garrett. That's definitely something I want to evaluate, kind of look. I want to watch a little bit more of Jim's sessions and reread the book a little bit and see if there are any things that I can tweak along those lines. Bethany, seemed like you want to say something.
Yeah, no, to that, one thing, so a lot of the missions are just like that. Yeah, there's just 2 rolls, and it's all you necessarily need. But it's a lot of not a lot of the missions, like maybe 1 or 2 missions per duty station have the everyone has to make an enemy fire roll. So I'm thinking like that actually seems to fit Star Wars better, because there's always enemy fire.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with you, Bethany. I think that's a good call.
But if everyone has to do that every time, then that's going to be extremely deadly with the options given. But if you either like made the consequences slightly lower or only required one enemy fire option on a 7 to 9 or something like that, I think that would make it maybe more interesting for all of the players, while also not making it certain death for all of the players.
Yeah, because I remember in second session specifically, there was one point of like, I can't choose this option, we'll die. I can't choose this option, we'll die. Like, and that was one of those hard choices that we didn't necessarily see in this session. But that's really interesting. Kind of enemy fire, enduring enemy fire being a more prevalent option. But maybe that I'm going to have to flow that back to the other moves where enduring enemy fire is one of those things you choose. Maybe I try to find other things to stick in there, because I'm going to more often use endure enemy fire, because that does feel like a thing that maybe in Night Witches, because they turn off their engines and all these other things are going to go wrong for them. In Star Wars, you see the blue lasers and the green lasers and the red lasers everywhere. So that's good. That's really good. Quick question I wanted to pause it out to you guys. Did the frame of how I took Night Witches, where it's very defined, like it's a misogyny and it totally makes sense. It's like these women bombers that the Russians didn't want. I know that in the first session that was a little on the weak sauce because I didn't really have you guys interacting with any of the human crew, but did I recover second, third session to where you definitely felt that separation and that kind of otherness?
Second session, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
When we found out there was no medical station for our guys, that was when even Grask was like, this is bullshit. You can't do this to people. And he is usually expecting bad things from people like military, but that was just like, wow, what are they doing to us? That's not all right. That's not fair.
Yeah, I think in the second session that definitely happened. I didn't see it so much this time, where it's kind of like, what are they going to do to us? So I was throwing some stuff out there, like, and Cressida was happy we were fighting, right? To try to make sure that it was there. But yeah, in the first and the third, I didn't feel like it was making my life harder. I just sort of felt like not dying in the Starfighter was my main goal, rather than like being respected or being allowed to live as myself on the ground.
Okay, cool. So second session is the sweet spot. That's the thing that I want to take away. So that's good. That's very helpful. That was another part of this where I'm like, I hope this isn't totally square peg round hole. And your feedback after first session was really helpful. It's just third session, I was like, I think I walked away from that a little bit because I had this dream of getting through the battle for Celis, which was stupid, and I don't know why I do that to myself. So that was just me trying to cram too much in when I just do that sometimes. Good. Any other general thorns, and then we're going to move to roses to get you guys out of here.
I have a self thorn. I just watched. I'm just rewatching Mentioned, and I totally forgot Night Sister of the Witches of Dathomir, and I should have, because that would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been insane. I would not want to have that person in a cockpit. That'd be terrifying. Okay. Any others? Then we'll move to roses, so we can all leave this with a good taste in our mouth. Who would like to go first with roses?
I can go rose first too. I loved seeing the characters change, and like the way that they bounce off each other and made the depth. And I think it really like got a bow put on it when Yogan and Grask went out for a night on the town. And I was like, this is awesome that this has emerged from these characters like fighting together and having troubles together. And like this little moment was like chef kiss, wonderful. And I feel like that encompassed the run for me, seeing that happen.
Yeah, good one, Keith. That was pretty spectacular. Thank you, Keith, for that.
Both of Sabine's moments of throwing a wrench in it were amazing, surprising, and yet completely in character. And they like actually plot developed from that, so that was really cool. Like refusing to get in the ship. Awesome. I totally did not expect that, but it was absolutely exactly in character. And then just like, oh, I know how this fails. I was like, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. That's how it fails.
That was cool. That was really cool. That was my favorite fail for the last few weeks.
That is the best fail I have ever participated in.
Cool. Garrett or Sabine, any roses you'd like to throw out?
I like premonitions in general, but here they worked so well, and with the help of all of you, and starting with this dream at the beginning as some kind of foreshadowing and also contextualizing everybody. Yeah, that was a great start for me, and I got smoothly back into the pilot seat here.
Good.
At the table. That was quite cool. Yeah, and I like the rhythm of from like moving from player to player and developing character arcs, but also like intersecting with others and redefining relationships. That was a very pleasant 3 hours we spent together. Yeah, thank you all for that, and especially you, Rich, for
Thank you.
embracing us all with our ideas.
Cool. Thank you, Garrett.
Yeah, my roses would go to everyone, obviously. To Keith, because I'm sorry, I just that grass duck in his heels. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. He just didn't want to go. I think he really had a premonition or something about that spot. And thank you all for letting me do this, and no hard feelings, I hope. And then roses to Garrett for the Lul. She was so mystical. She should have been a Jedi. And to Bethany for just running with that last scene in the cantina. I wasn't sure you would like that, but okay. And to Rich for doing this again. Wow, Star Wars, yes.
This was great. I really enjoyed playing with all of you. Thank you for making time for this. Thank you for really giving me your all and making interesting characters and committing to this weird Reese Cup game. It's been super helpful. Thank you for the useful feedback after every session so that I could adjust it and kind of tweak things. I had a great time, and this is a game that I was super nervous about, and playing it with you guys was just so amazingly fun. So thank you all again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll go ahead and end broadcast here, and 20 minutes from now it'll actually stop because that's